Right now I'm on. I have mine set up to stream to my Facebook as well. For some reason, it wasn't clicked. So there we go. Now I'm live.
Yeah, I'm not streaming. I'm just gonna do on yours. I'm gonna share the stream once I can find it.
Cool. Yeah, it's there now. It's there now.
Yeah, I see it. Okay, let's see if I
All right, we're ready to go.
So Nick, are you you said you're a master electrician?
Yes.
Is that industrial or residential, or what area did you work in?
So I did I started out basically in the beginning of my career doing a lot of higher end custom homes here in the Central Oregon area. And really nice houses, the ones that I wish would be kind of nice to live in someday, but probably not. That was about the first maybe 8 years or so of my career. And then I got more into, I went to work for a different company because I wanted to try out some different stuff. And so then I did more commercial and industrial type buildings. And so, I worked on a lot of breweries. I don't know if you know, but Central Oregon, specifically Bend, has one of the highest number of breweries per capita than anywhere else in America. So there's a lot of work to do on breweries around here, and a few other commercial projects back when I was an apprentice, like bowling alley and huge libraries and just a variety. I've worked on fishing hatcheries, all kinds of stuff.
Oh yeah, that's I do industrial maintenance and construction. So I was wondering, I work around electricians all the time, and I always got that vibe from you, like you came from the trades.
Nice.
Every time I watch videos, just the personality you have, it just reminds me of a lot of people I work with.
Oh, cool.
Been in it for years.
Nice.
Monique says hi to you in chat. So people are starting to come in now.
Oh, cool.
Party Sapphire, hello. Hi, Monique. Hi, Party. Hi, Jelly Bean.
Hello.
B&B says there's something wrong with your audio. I'm not sure. I can hear you fine.
Of my audio?
No. Oh wait. Let me see who's they said. No, it says Southern Logic.
Oh,
my audio is not working.
Well, for them maybe, but I mean we can hear you fine. I can hear you great. B&B. Don't know. We can hear him fine. Maybe exit and come right back in. Leave the chat and come right back and try that again.
All right, let's try that.
All right, so are you able to see chat? Do you want to follow a chat, or do you want me to put these questions up for you? Here's one.
Probably easier if you put them up, because on my, it's like it's lagging on when I'm watching it on the other computer on YouTube.
Okay. Hey, thank you for toys.
How is the recreational diving in the Pacific Northwest? It's a good question. So depends on what you're into. If you're into all kinds of diving, we got a lot of options. If you're into warm water diving, we don't have a lot of options. We dive a lot of lakes, from boat, from shore. We have rivers that you can dive. We also go to the Oregon coast and up in Hood Canal, Washington, which is kind of a inland south from Seattle. Really good diving there. But if you dive these areas, I highly recommend using a dry suit, because you can use like a 7 mil wetsuit, but the water is fairly cold. And if you want to dive year round, dry suit's the way to go.
Are those scuba outfits comfortable or not? Because I've never been able to quite decide by looking at them. Maybe they're comfortable, maybe they're not.
That's a good question. I would say for the average person, no, they're not comfortable.
Okay.
But you do get used to them, and depending on the thickness of it is also dependent on how comfortable they are. So, for example, when you dive in warm water locations like the Caribbean, you only need a 3 mil wetsuit, which is real thin. And if you use that, they're not so bad. And especially once you get in the water, they're a lot more comfortable than when you're out of the water. But when you're here in the Pacific Northwest, you have to wear a pretty heavy duty, like 7 mil or even a dry suit. And once you get to that thickness, they tend to be kind of bulky and not quite nearly as comfortable. Again, until you get to the water, then it's not so bad.
Wow. I've only been to the ocean one time, just briefly. So,
Which ocean did you go to?
Galveston. I just went to Galveston Beach. I didn't really, I mean, it was just kind of a day trip. And yeah, I've never been like out on the water or scuba diving or any of that stuff, even though I have to have water around me. I have to have like water features at my home. And like, I love the whole, bubble bath thing. I don't do showers. I love water, and I go to waterfalls a lot. Oklahoma has a lot of waterfalls.
Nice.
We actually have more coastline than the East and West Coast combined. There's lakes and everything everywhere here. I love it.
Wow.
So I'm used to like being on the water and being on the lake, but I would love to be near the ocean. That's just so neat. And I would love to scuba dive.
That is one of the advantages of Oregon, is that we have the Pacific Ocean at our coastline. And so where I live here in Central Oregon is only about 3.5 hours from there. So going for a weekend at the coast is something that we do, 2 to 4 times a year.
Oh, wow. I'm just going to copy this so I can paste it over and over. Lost my screen. Okay. What a pain. I love StreamYard. I typically use software called Prism Live. The only time I ever use StreamYard is if I'm going to have a guest up. But other than that, I just use Prism Live because it's really awesome. I don't know if you're familiar with OBS. Probably not. No. Yeah. It's kind of like OBS with training wheels. It's really, really easy to use, and it's free. It's completely free. Hi, Alex. Welcome. Hi, Rockaways. How are you?
Let me turn that off.
Oh, you're fine. Hey, Turquoise.
Sorry about my phone blowing up. The last few days, for some reason, it has been blowing up.
Well, I imagine. I mean, you and Doug are, like the okay, Warped. I'm sorry, we're not gonna have comments about any religion. Okay, so if you wish to delete that, go ahead. I'll give you a second. Otherwise, I'm gonna delete that. So I don't like any kind of stuff like that over here. All right. Welcome, though. I love the sunflower.
That's cool. How many people do you have right now? Does it say?
Only 26. That's why I'm trying to kind of delay a little bit here because I know.
No worries.
Yeah.
Well, let me see if I can share this to my page and see if
that would be great.
I like to help out the small people because 2 days ago I had about the same amount of subscribers as you. So just because you're small doesn't mean you can't do big things in this world. So we got to help each other out.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. I'm honored. Thank you for sharing that. Hi, Simply Updated. Welcome. Okay, so where did that go? Party Sapphire. I love that name, by the way. She's an hour from Galveston, but close to lots of rivers and brown water. Yes, we have lots of brown water here, for sure.
Okay, there, I just shared it. That.
You see, my mods aren't even here. We got this.
That's all right. It's Saturday, so I don't. That's why I picked a Saturday, because I don't really have a lot to do other than just some regular chores. So it's not a big deal. Let's
see. Okay, Simply. Does your first name start with a T? Is that who I just got the email from, or this morning? And it starts. Let's see. Hey, Mama. Is that you?
Nick should also post electrical content to around the house projects. That's where I learn all my DIY stuff.
Yes. Have you seen that channel? Monique, you probably know what it is. The channel where there's a guy that grew up in foster care and he didn't know how to do anything. So once he learned, he made a YouTube channel. I think it's called Dad, How Do I?
Oh, cool.
And it's awesome. That's all he does is just tinker and show everybody how to do things. Because he didn't have it.
Next time I think of like a simple homeowner type project that I think's easy enough for them to do, I'll do a little video and post it.
All right. Hang on here. Okay, so Simply,
yes.
Do you work out those things where you can come up, or do you need to wait? Because Simply was wanting to come up. I sent out a thing yesterday on my community that if there's other creators that I know that would like to ask you questions, I wanted to kind of vet them out first, I don't want just anybody up here, and I know her.
Cool.
So she's awesome. Hi, Coffee Addict. How are you? And then
I need more coffee too.
For real. My name before this name, not for very long, for like maybe the first 500 subscribers, was my name was Fueled by Coffee and True Crime. But that name was so long, I didn't like it. So one day when I was kind of tinkering and looking at names that were available, this one was available, and I was like, oh, it's so short, I had to grab it. I love it.
Gotcha. Yeah, I got to be honest with you. I didn't even know there was such a thing as like the true crime community on YouTube until
I didn't either. Not like the community.
About August 21st of this year is when I realized there's a lot of true crime channels out there.
Yes, a lot. Oh my goodness. There's some really, really great ones, really great ones. There's some that I wish people, it's like, are you lost? Did you get lost? I don't understand how you're in the gutter, It's just sad.
Right.
So bad. Oh, not that Nikki says, hello all, y'all caught my attention with coffee. Gonna grab another cup now. Absolutely. Happy Saturday. That is so cool. Okay, so while we are, let me see if I have anything else here. Now that that's shared, you guys, thank you so much for liking and sharing to get the word out, because I had this scheduled last night. If you schedule a live at least a couple hours in advance, it's going to then automatically send like a countdown to your people so they know, hey, this is coming up. And so I didn't even worry about it. I didn't even look at my computer all morning, and I just assumed that it was doing what it was supposed to be doing. And it wasn't. It lost my scheduled live stream. It's crazy. So I feel awful. Let's see here. I have my, my intro and my outro. Do you have a person for, for setting up your, your live streams?
Kind of. My buddy Josh is pretty good at it, and he's the one that helped me get that last one up. But as I move forward, I mean, I'm not even monetized yet, so I gotta
Yeah.
ways to figure this out. I'm still new at it, but my preference is to do edited videos of, like, whether it be documentaries, music videos, obviously, search team kind of stuff, videos. So live streams are not like my preference, but I do realize they do have their place and they can come in handy for getting new information out there, or tell people of some up and coming events or videos that you're working on. So I do want to learn how to do them better, but it's not like, I know there's a lot of people that's all they do, or mostly. So we'll see though. If people keep liking them, maybe I'll have to do more. Now I can't hear anybody.
Oh, it's because I'm quiet. I'm looking at chat.
Okay.
Hard.
Right.
I got him, Jelly Bean.
Drink my coffee black and or with creamer sometimes, to answer Crazy Mama.
Party Sapphire wants to know if you have Cash App or PayPal.
I have both of those, yes.
If you are okay with that, if you could put that in the back chat, I can put it up on the screen. The private chat.
You're asking a lot for a person who's not very live savvy.
Okay, so are you looking at StreamYard right now?
Yes.
Do you see comments on the right and private chat?
Yes.
Comments, of course, you can see everybody's comments, and private chat is just us. So just us right here.
Gotcha. Okay. I got you. Easy enough. Give me a second here because I got to look to see what they are.
You wouldn't believe the things that I had to learn how to walk people through when I worked in tech support and customer service. One of the first things that they do is you have to regularly, through training, they would have us walk people through tying their shoelaces verbally. It's harder than you think.
Wow, that would be a tough one.
Yeah, it's kind of a test. Okay. Hey, Crazy Mama. Hi, RT. Welcome.
Am I good now?
I think you are.
Awesome.
Everybody, welcome Southern Logic, one of my very favorite channels. He's awesome. That is correct, Saul. There's very little that we will be discussing about Jared because obviously it's an open case. Hi, Caleb. Well, look who's here. Megan, is this the Megan Cole or? I need to know that.
So I have one question I think you would be able to answer. Are there no non-compete clauses in effect for anybody?
Yes.
That's what I expected.
Let's see. That's really about all I want to say at this point. But yes, there are.
Yeah.
Understood.
Now, granted, I will say that let's just say, even if there wasn't, to like turn around, get the equipment and all the stuff planned and ready to go on the road to do this would take more than obviously just a few days anyway. So
right.
That's really just so everybody's in the loop on that.
Yes, that's what I expected. Do you have any plans going forward? I don't know if I missed anything while I was trying to get everything straightened out, but
no, we're good.
Do you have any plans going forward as of now? Like what you're planning to do with YouTube and things like that?
Yeah, I mean, the YouTube things has always been just kind of a hobby for me personally. But I realize now that I have a little bit more attention than I did, a few months ago. So I was telling Debbie earlier that, my passion as far as hobby YouTube stuff is actually making videos, directing documentaries. I really like making music videos, and I've done a few of those. Um, just kind of some random stuff, specific to Oregon, even. I'm not saying that I would never go farther, but it's always easier to do videos that are the set is right here in your own backyard. So I do have plans on making some more videos that require editing to put on YouTube. Not some, I'll do some live streams just to kind of keep people posted. But my passion as far as videos on YouTube is actually like thought out, documentary style, remote location, cave exploring, getting up and close to rattlesnakes, music videos, kind of that kind of stuff. So, yes, I'll keep pursuing that as a hobby if it eventually gets enough momentum to actually make a little bit of money. That's a bonus. So, my future plans, I'm still researching some other stuff to do with the knowledge I've gained over the past 4 months to move forward and obviously help people throughout the country and possibly the world as well. But that those things don't happen overnight, so it might take several weeks, several months. But I will be obviously keeping all my options open and trying to plan my future accordingly. I can always fall back on doing electrical work. I'll never let my license expire. Is that my preference? Obviously not. So that's kind of my motivation to do something else, is so I don't have to put my tool bags back on.
Understood. I know you said on your introduction to Nick Rinn live stream the other day that you were a master diver. Have you ever done cave diving?
No, I've never. That's a kind of a separate specialty. However, I was talking about this on my live stream. I don't remember if that was yesterday or the day before, but there is an actual cave here in Oregon called the Malheur Cave, and it has an underground lake in it. And so the water doesn't go all the way to the roof of the cave. It's about halfway. So it's more of a cavern. Right. Me and a buddy several years back, when we found out about it, we took our snorkeling gear out there, and we hiked down. It's about a 1/4 mile hike once you enter the cave to get to the water's edge. And then we put on our wetsuits and our snorkeling gear, and we snorkeled the cave with obviously dive lights, because it's a cave. It's pitch black if you don't have a light. And we went back into that cave as far as we could go with snorkel gear. And it was about, I'm going to say, 1/4 to a 1/2 mile. And it was it was an amazing experience. The water's crystal clear. It's spring water. And so it feels like you're floating in the middle of this massive cave. And the visibility is, you can see as far as your light will shine. When we finally got to the back of the cave, the lid came down and to where you couldn't snorkel anymore unless you wanted to try to hold your breath and go in. Because I did hold my breath and go down and peek under, and it only was closed off for maybe 10 to 15 feet. And then I could see where it opened back up again. And so right then we were like, we got to come back with our dive gear so we can keep going farther and farther. We have plans to go out there. However, it's more complicated now because the cave is owned by the Freemasons, and they have, because of people doing vandalism and whatnot, they have since they've welded a metal wall with a gate in the middle of it. And I believe it's locked. You have to get access from them, or they do have dates that they put on their website as to where they'll basically allow the public to come tour it. So I'm hoping to go back, because if I get to go back to actually dive it, I'm taking all the camera gear, and I will make a video of that particular dive.
That's awesome. I've never dived whatsoever, aside from watching you guys was the most I'd ever paid attention to scuba diving. But then I got caught up on a YouTube channel. I don't know if I should mention the name of it or not, but it's a cave diving channel, two guys that talk about cave diving. And they have videos of them cave diving, and then all the superstar cave divers come on the show and talk to them. And it's beautiful. It just looks like it's something I wish I could do, you know. I would love to do. I just, no way I have any time and opportunity to even get qualified enough to regular scuba dive, much less cave dive right now.
Yeah. It's a whole nother ball game of safety and that I just never had the patience to. The pictures and the videos look amazing. And I actually got a little bit interested in it a few years back when they had that Thailand incident where the soccer team got trapped in that cave. And of course, the whole world watched that unfold over about a 2-week time period. And then the only way they were able to solve that or figure out how to get those boys out is they reached out to some civilian expert cave divers. It wasn't Navy SEALs. It wasn't military or law enforcement. It was actually, cave divers. And so that was what inspired me to reach out locally, kind of to feel out what it would take to get cave certified. And the guy that I talked to is the one that told me about the Malheur Cave. And he said, just get your snorkel gear and go check out that cave if you're interested in cave diving. So anyway, that's kind of why I got interested in that.
Yeah, I watched a lot about the Thailand stuff with Ed Sorensen, or he's like a rescue diver. He's rescued more people out of caves than anybody else. Yeah. Everybody at it together, I believe, or something like that. It's awesome. But that was a wild story too. But
are you laughing at Kayla?
Kayla, yeah.
That's funny. Thank you. I appreciate that.
That is one of my questions. Hang on, let me find it. Okay, so how sick are you of being asked or related to or are Woody Harrelson?
I actually think it's funny, and it's weird. It only started happening like the last 2 years. People started coming up to me saying, "Hey, has anybody ever told you that you look like Woody Harrelson?" And then, of course, I see all the comments nowadays. So my answer to how often do you get asked about that is that it's at least once a week and sometimes once a day. So what I
could see it.
I'd like to meet Woody Harrelson someday and do a YouTube video with him or something. I don't know. I think it would be cool.
Yeah, that would be great. Are you able to answer any questions about the Kiely case?
It depends on what it is. If I don't want to answer it or can't, I'll let you know.
Yeah, you go ahead and ask whatever you would like on that. I've got a couple too. And then, yeah, he already told me before we went live that he has like a little thing that he wants to say.
But you can ask your question first.
Okay. Yeah, the Roadside Nick guy was that was the extra footage that if they had went the play route that we would have got to see the rest of his story, right?
Some of it was that, and there was some other stuff too, but I've had people ask this, and regardless of how the police determined or what they determined the cause of accident was or foul play, that even if you saw what we cut out, it would not have necessarily changed the results of the investigation. The local authorities had the same information we had. We just didn't share it with the public. So hopefully that I get a lot of people that hit us up. You need to release the footage. Kiely deserves the justice. Well, it wouldn't have mattered. So it wouldn't have determined the outcome of the investigation.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I've said to a lot of people, that if there was evidence, you wouldn't be holding it back for content.
No,
as what y'all had before y'all left. I'm pretty sure I heard them say. So
that's kind of mind blowing. Some people just have, low common sense, I guess. But yeah, I just wanted to ask about that, if that was part of it, because I know a lot of people constantly question. I'm a true crime channel also, and a lot of people constantly question what was the footage and was it evidence, and I'm constantly telling them no, but it'll be a lot nicer to be able to say no, for a fact. But
I'll answer this question real quick. For the guest, can you please explain to us your level of training, your dive certifications, how many log dives you have to help support as SAR diver? Yes, I can tell you that. So my personal level of certifications, I happen to have my stack right here next to me. I've got a few different ones, so I'll read them off to you. Obviously, you have to start out by getting your open water certification. And then after that, the next step up is to get your advanced open water diver certification. Then after that, you work your way up to rescue diver. Next, along with that, is emergency oxygen provider. Enriched air nitrox, that's for breathing nitrogen enriched air. This is peak performance buoyancy, specialty diver. Dive against debris, that's more of how to log the amount of trash you pull out of a particular area. And there's a worldwide map that shows how many pounds of garbage is getting pulled out of different waterways around the world. Equipment specialist, that's kind of an extra training on more details of all the diving equipment that you use. Dry suit diver. Altitude diver, that's for making dives over 1,000 feet in elevation. Lionfish hunter, that's for hunting lionfish in areas where they have them. And with those, that brings you up to master scuba diver. Then I went to the professional route and got my dive master. And then when you get that far, you're like, oh, I might as well go to the next level, which is assistant instructor. After that, basically then the next step, there's your basic open water instructor. And then once you have that, you can start getting specialty instructor courses. So I can teach boat diver specialty, dry suit specialty, underwater navigation, night diving, and full face mask. And then recently, with all those, then that brings you to my current rank, which is master scuba diver trainer. So that's pretty much my background. And my amount of logged dives right now is around 300. So, and those are in all over the world, cold water, warm water, all that kind of stuff. So hopefully that answers your question. I don't remember who that was.
Oh, I don't either. Hang on, let me see. Oh, let's see. It was Cooper's Amputee Lifestyle. Thank you.
Okay.
And then I have one that I had on the screen, and there we go. They want to know if you drink bulletproof coffee.
Never heard of it, but
I guess they're recommending it.
okay, I'll try it out. Bulletproof keto coffee. Huh. I'll try it.
All right, guys, I'm going to go way up in chat because I know we had silly questions we didn't get to. So don't worry. If you asked a question and it's not answered, don't worry. I'm going to start at the top. I'm going to ask one of my questions, and then I'll answer one. Then I'll ask one from chat. Okay, so first of all, I know this kind of started bumpy with the issues that we all had. I had problems. StreamYard lost my scheduled live, and then now it's not letting me come in here again with my phone. I prefer to use my phone for my camera. And anyway, so lost a lot of the early questions. So I want to first welcome you. Thank you so much for coming up here to talk with us today. We appreciate you.
Kate, I see your comment on there, dude.
I was kind of hoping you wouldn't see that. That's funny.
Told you the other day, it's shaving every day and putting polish on your bald head. That's the key.
Well, I tell my husband that there's only two men I would ever leave him for. First is Elliott, the lead singer of Def Leppard,
Oh, nice.
and the second one's Vin Diesel. So you've got
Oh.
that
Monique,
the bald
I
head thing
thought-
going.
Monique, to answer your question, 5'6".
Cool. Okay, yeah, I'm way up in the chat. Okay, so my question would be kind of along the same lines when we were talking about the Woody Harrelson thing. So you already know that eventually, probably sooner rather than later, kind of like they did with the. Personally, I think the Gabby Petito movie was far too soon. I did not watch it. I couldn't. Who do you want to play you in the movie?
Obviously, Woody Harrelson. I honestly have not thought of that, but I think it would be cool to see Woody Harrelson play me. So,
Speaking of which, do you have any? Did you have to have any kind of form of acting per se? In the show. Did you feel like any of it was any kind of an act or kind of exaggerating or anything like that? Or
no,
was it just
it's all genuine, real stuff. And I never was once asked to show a resume. I knew the people that started that channel. And so that's kind of how I got asked to be a part of it. However, long before I did the search team stuff, I have a background in some reality hunting shows. I'm a hunter and a fisherman, growing up here in Oregon, we have a lot of that. So I have done a few hunting shows in the past that were aired on the Sportsman channel and the Outdoor channel. And so going on the show was not the first time I've dealt with cameras and having to get used to, waking up in the morning and here's your mic, Nick, go ahead and put this on, and having a camera in your face all day. So I had a little bit of experience in that, not a ton. As far as acting, I've always wanted to be an actor. I think it would be awesome to get asked to, even if I got picked to be an extra in one of the upcoming seasons of Yellowstone, that'd be probably my preference. But I think it'd be cool to ride a horse, put a cowboy hat on. But anyway, I didn't have any sort of past acting experience or nothing like that.
awesome? I'm going to move us around a little bit here. Like my logo is kind of over you. I don't like that. Nah, I don't really like this either.
AP says I have seen those hunting shows. Nice.
I'm just going to
What
get rid of
kind
my
of hunting
logo.
do you do?
Here in Oregon, we do some big game hunting. So we have elk and deer. We also have antelope. And then we have some bird hunting too. So we have dove, pheasant, quail, chucker, Hungarian partridge, ducks, geese. We've got quite a few now in Central Oregon where I live. You have to drive quite a ways if you want to do some bird hunting. But when deer and elk season comes around, that's kind of, right in our backyard. We don't have to go a super long ways. Most of us choose to go a long ways, but you don't necessarily have to.
Yeah, same. Are you a rifle hunter or bow hunter or
I'm a rifle hunter.
both? Rifle hunter.
Yep. Deborah, I sent you the PayPal info. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh, okay. Let me put that up here too. Thank you very much.
And I can't find my Cash App deal, but I don't remember.
Oh, I put it as Cash App on the ticker. Okay, let me change that. Simply updated. Are you ready to come up?
She says in the private chat she's ready when you are.
All right.
Or he. I'm not sure who that is.
It's a beautiful girl.
Hey.
Hey,
How is everybody today?
good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm just trying to share to a couple groups for her so we can get some more people in here. Everybody
Cool.
hit the like button while we're on.
Yes, thank you, everybody. Definitely hit that like button. Help me, because Nick, every time they hit the like button, it bumps you up a little higher in YouTube's algorithm.
Oh,
So
cool.
I'm kind of learning why everybody's always saying, hit the like button. Hit the
Oh,
like
okay.
button.
That's good to know. Yes, please hit the like button.
More people will see. And we really, again, appreciate you being up. You and Doug have always been, my favorite. To me, I never, just for the record, I never considered anybody the face of AWP more than you and Nick. I think everybody kind of knows that. And I think that's why I don't think you're going to have any issues with just regrouping and creating something new and better and bigger. And as my mom always taught me, and I taught my kids, sometimes, what may come and you might think it's a really bad thing or something that's being destroyed, right? It's actually making way for something bigger and better.
Yeah,
So.
I agree. There's it's kind of one of the simple one door closes, there's always going to be another door open. So
Saul, that's my joke logo. I guess you could say Adventures of Pensions, because I can imagine, without going into anything, I'm gonna put my logo back so there's no confusion. That's you. No, that was just, everybody's doing the acronym thing with AWP. Some of them are quite ugly, directed toward not you, but you know who. Yeah, we're not, just so everybody's clear, we're not asking any Jared questions. I don't think that, even when I cover a case, I try not to give any, try not to discuss that, because, people are considered innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.
correct.
When you have a situation where there's, confessions or pseudo confessions, people tend to, then kind of, oh, well, they're guilty. Well, we still have to wait. So gotta wait it out. Let the courts do their thing, but we do our thing in the meantime.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I have an early question from chat here. I hope they're still here. Oh goodness. I just lost it. Hang on. I'll answer off mine. So simply go ahead.
I got it shared.
Oh, thank you so much. You go ahead with yours. I've got to find this early question in chat because it was a really, really good one.
Okay, no problem. I came in a little bit late, so I'm sorry if I'm asking some of the same things that maybe you have already answered, Nick.
Uh-huh.
But I did watch both of your videos that you made, and I seen that you are a scuba instructor, I believe it is.
Yes.
And you plan on getting Josh certified, or is that his name, Josh?
Yes, Josh, Carson. We
That's
are
awesome.
doing that the first week of January. And real quick, sorry to interrupt your question. That reminds me of I saw a person in the comment earlier that was saying, shame on you as a search and recovery diver for putting a editor in the water without the proper training. Just to be clear, to let you know that Carson, when I put him in the water, I know which episode he's referring to, that he saw that. He has been in the water before with scuba gear. He has done this Discover Scuba Dive. And so if you have any knowledge of what that means, he has the bare minimum to get in the water. The location that I put him in the water was about 8 feet deep. There was little to no current, and I was right there within 20 feet of him. I had myself and another diver. At any second, we could have got in to help. So I wasn't just throwing somebody into the wolves, just to answer that question. So anyway, sorry.
So like Daisy says, I did not have Nick on here for him to be disrespected. Mods, if you see anything like that, put them in timeout. If it's even just beyond rude, they can just say bye. I don't put up with that, period. So I know some people tell you, oh, just ignore chat, just ignore it. Let them say these ugly things. I don't even want the ugly things in there. So I can't ignore chat anyway. I just can't. I'm always reading chat, and it would bother me if there was anything like that. So,
Yeah,
okay, here was a
it's
question
under-
here. I wasn't sure if you would even know what this was about, but the Rockaways asked that question early.
Are they asking me that question?
Oh, Lord, have mercy. That question was for me, not you.
Okay, I was gonna say I don't even know what that's.
Oh, yes, I do know what that is. And no, oh my. Okay, so I'll tell everybody what it is. A girl went missing, a 16-year-old Trinity, Trinity Backus, and I haven't followed that one because it was only a couple of days, but it's also in Nevada County, and it was a redheaded girl. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And
Yep.
she was found deceased. Is that correct?
Yeah, she was missing just for about a day or two.
Yeah.
And I don't know that I don't want to give the wrong information because I thought I seen somewhere that she was in the front yard. Then I seen something else that she had went for a walk to her boyfriend's house. But yeah, I guess they found her barefoot in a heavily wooded area, and the cops are saying they don't find it suspicious.
What?
Which
I'm
is
sorry.
weird to me. A 16-year-old out in the woods, like in a wooded area by some type of water. No, that's suspicious to me.
That's crazy. I'm sorry, but Truckee Police Department, if you're listening, I don't think you could find your butt with both hands. For one thing, there was such an issue going on with that case. I didn't like any of that. Without going, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but 14 feet, anyway. Wow. Okay, so
Let's see.
So is Nick a breakdancer? Is that actually a thing?
I was just about to ask the same question. I keep seeing that in the chat, something about asking you to show your breakdancing skills. I guess you used to breakdance 10 years ago. Is that true?
That's funny. I was part of a hip hop dance deal. That was like, gosh, that was almost 20 years ago now.
oh wow.
Dancing.
That's cool.
Okay, so Nick, who is your celebrity crush?
Ooh. Taylor Swift.
Oh my goodness, Taylor Swift.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I followed her from day one. She's awesome.
Yeah.
That's an easy way to get a song wrote about you.
Yeah, there you go. You're listening, Taylor.
Usually she writes songs about people that she's broken up with, so we have to hook him up for a date first.
Funny.
Okay. Let me peek at my email real quick while I'm doing this too. See if anybody
Do you
else.
mind if I ask a quick question while you're doing that?
Absolutely.
Okay. No, it was just like the second part of what I was saying earlier about, I did see that you were gonna properly train them, and my question was, are you guys planning on maybe starting your own little group? Is that what the goal is, maybe in the end, or?
I don't necessarily know if that's what I would classify as a goal. Could that possibly happen someday? Absolutely. But more for anything, those guys, after being on the road with us and seeing us dive, I think it just intrigued them to where, regardless of whether you're doing it for work or entertainment, I think they wanted to just get certified so they could, properly start doing it more. And being that they know a person who is very experienced at it, and I do also have a boat that I do guided trips off of here in Oregon. I think they had a lot of interest to come join me on some of those trips. So that's kind of where it is right now.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
I have a question for you about the Donnie Messier case when they recovered his vehicle.
Sure.
What would have been the best way to do that? Because I know that there was issues kind of with how they did it, and it wasn't full of rocks. Did y'all have to dig out the rocks before you were able to recover the vehicle, or how does that even take place?
So, if you've seen the footage, the video mostly has number one, even Jared describes in there how it should have been recovered. And two, yes, it was filled with rocks, but we offered our services, and of course, like most law enforcement agencies, they say we can't. We're going to have to take over from here because you guys aren't part of law enforcement. You can't do this recovery, but we will. They used our equipment and whatever. So is exactly how they did it underwater. I wasn't able to see that. They tried to dredge it as much as they could, and as you saw, they didn't hook it up properly or use the proper equipment to get that out of there. But that's neither here nor there. We got pushed aside, so we had no control over how that got recovered.
I understood.
Wow. Yeah, I do know from watching. I mean, I've watched a lot of the videos, and even after, and I hope, please continue that cause. It's so wonderful. I mean, I don't know how you're going to come up with a name than Adventures with Purpose. I mean, that's incredible. That was a great name. But I think that a lot of people will help you. And I have one question for you is, once you have your team together, who if you could, let's see, I had my list here of everybody, but now I don't. Of course. Okay, so I had this long list of people once they started resigning. Just like it seemed like every time I refreshed YouTube, there was another one. There's so many, and I didn't even know there were so many. So many so quick, dropping it like that. You guys were dropping like it's hot. Like hot potato, get it away from me. And I get that. I totally get that. I would have done the exact same thing. And you have to get away from things like that. Alex had a question. I don't know if you can answer it. I'm going to put it up here.
No, and I'm not going to go into.
I respect Alex and her channel. That's why I thought I would go ahead and
put. No,
it
that's fine.
Here.
People are more than welcome to ask questions. Some of them I may not want to answer. And
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Okay,
we totally get that, and we respect that.
Yeah. Yep. Nobody's ever made to answer anything anywhere. Okay, so let's see.
I have one more question about Kiely, if you could answer. Could you put it into the speculation about if she was nude or dressed?
The only thing I can say is that the part of her that I saw was clothed.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, I think that now I talked with Detective Sonyer just a couple of weeks ago. I know that a lot of people are thinking that the case is closed because they came out with, the results of the autopsy. The case is not closed. The case is still open. They have not officially closed that case. So.
Well, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, he talked I'd have to look at my phone. It was less than 2 weeks ago that I talked to him. Because somebody came to me with some anonymous information, and so I just passed that along. That was a couple weeks ago, and that was I do have the receipts on all of this, but apparently Sammy, the story that she told about leaving at 12:20 and Elsa saying she left at 12:30, those were not correct. The girls left together at 11:15 with boys. That's according to parents who actually saw this, and it's actually in the official police documents. We just haven't been shown those. So, I mean, the public. I've seen the texts with the parents that show the chain of events as it happened in real life. That final text that everybody talks about, Mom, I'm going to be leaving a little bit, going to be late, heading home in 45 minutes, I think is what they put out there. That was not correct at all. She actually was telling her mom by text that she was going to ask Connor for a ride, and she was going to leave her car there. That was at 11:15, and Sammy went ahead and got out of her car at that point, went over, and for some reason, I don't know, I would love to hear from her, would love an explanation. She decided to just leave with Connor and Tyler and Elsa. And they went to a second location for another party. They just ditched her there, basically. So, not cool.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's actually how it went down. That's why, and Connor was like at police quarters the whole next day because they, according to the last text, she said she was going to be getting a ride from Connor. So they had to go through and prove where Connor was, and so he was ultimately not, but he was like a suspect for that whole day. Like, where is she? Did you take her somewhere? What happened? So they couldn't find her car. But ultimately they were able to prove by the parents that he was there with these other people. So I don't know why they put out there, hey, Sammy kept saying over and over, I talked to her at 12:20, and then I called her at 12, or she called me at 12:36, all that. None of that happened, y'all. None of that happened.
Interesting.
Hmm.
Yeah. And I mean, I have it recorded, transcribed, the whole bit. So, and receipts to back it up. That's why I always thought that was really interesting. And I haven't said anything on my channel about it until right now, but I need somebody that's good with audio, because I told the person that I'm not going to release what they told me until I can disguise their voice. And my software, CapCut, just doesn't do a good job. So I need somebody that can, keep the confidentiality of my person and help me fix the audio. So, hey, Nick, if you know somebody, hook me up. That'd be great.
Okay.
There's a couple of questions here in the
Okay.
chat. One of them said, and I don't know if you can answer both parts, but one of them said that they were wondering how you got into this. I'm assuming like diving and stuff. And they said they also want to know what Nick the roadside really had to say. And there was another question that said, is it hard to get some of the images out of your mind, like after you go searching and come across things, and they said, safe to say that a lot of us are praying for you guys, and we hope that you guys are able to clear your minds after that kind of dives.
Before he answers, would you mind if I interjected one thing about one of your questions?
Mm-hmm.
I want to interject real quick just on one of your questions, and that was about Nick. Nick,
Well, it wasn't it was a comment that I was reading. I just want to make, it wasn't my question, but go ahead.
Oh, okay,
I was just reading the question out loud.
I don't know if you all have seen the interview that I think it's
Squirrel Girl
with Crime Talk did, but she said she didn't play the audio or anything. She just kind of said what was said in the interview.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I seen that last night.
I would have preferred to hear the audio, but so she said that Nick doubled down on.
Yeah, that she had a direct call with him, correct? Is that what she? Is that
Yeah,
the call?
she said she had a phone call with him, and I guess she could have recorded it. I don't know. With permission, you can record anywhere in Oklahoma where I'm at. But she said that Nick doubled down, that he was absolutely certain that it was Kiely and all this stuff in her interview. And I can't put my even find
Yeah,
words
I've seen
right
that
now.
too. Like with the fire cam, he was saying, how was that her? He's like, how is that possible? Because I seen her Saturday morning. So it's, like you said, I would have liked to hear the audio as well, not just
for sure.
her interpretation of it.
Yeah, I mean, if she's around, I would love to talk with her. Perhaps.
Yeah, she does pretty good work. I like her videos. I will say I do like her videos.
Yeah, I like her channel as well.
Mm-hmm.
So,
all right. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Yeah, you're good.
So if you want to answer, if you're able to, Nick, somebody just wanted to know how you got into it. And then the other one was, is it hard to get those thoughts out of your mind when you come across certain things in dives, and that everybody's praying for you?
So how I got into it was just basically living in Central Oregon, and being a scuba diver is kind of a small tight niche community of people. It's not super popular here. So if you're a scuba diver, chances are you're going to know the other scuba divers in the area. So I happen to live in the same area that Jared lives. That's how we met. He was starting the YouTube page. This was several years ago. And so we just started going on dives. I mean, everybody likes to do little projects when you're a diver, clean up. It was more river cleanup type stuff than anything. And so it just kind of, it was an evolution of trying to find something more interesting than the previous. And, let's see if we can pull these cars out. And then that's when people started reaching out about, looking for missing people. So that's kind of how I got into it. So search and recovery diving isn't necessarily specific to what we did, but that I was doing that just in my own diving training and local stuff just for fun. And so it just turned into what it did. As far as getting the images out of your head, well, I'll say you won't ever get them out of your head, but you just learn to deal with it, I guess would be, it's not the way that I see it. I'm glad that I was able to do that so that somebody else didn't have to. So if I can bear the burden of that, then I look at it as doing a good thing for not just that family, but for the rest of the world. So they don't have to do that. So I stay focused on the positive, and, it's easier knowing that I didn't put these people here. I'm just finding them for their families. And so that's kind of the positive that I stay on.
Hey, Sleuthy, are you wanting to come up here? Send me an email. I will. It's on my About page, but I'll put it in chat one more time here.
Yes, Sleuthy, and I apologize. I just want to say out loud, I did just put it in the chat as well. You are absolutely right. I used the wrong word. It wasn't her interpretation of it. She said she was reading it word for word, talking about Squirrel Girl. So I just wanted to correct that because I did make that mistake. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
But anyway, I think you already answered, Nick, but somebody asked, how long have you been diving total? How long have you been doing this?
I
think you answered it a couple times, right?
I started diving in 1987. So what is it?
87,
Looks like 35 years.
Yeah. Wow.
35 years. The year I was
35
born.
years. However, I got certified when I was 13 years old, and I lived in Kansas at the time. In fact, we had to go to a place called Beaver Lake, Arkansas, is where we actually did our open water checkout dives, so to speak, because Kansas really doesn't have any lakes deep enough to dive in. And so once I got certified as a kid, I didn't dive after that. We moved back to Oregon, and I didn't know anybody else that was a diver. So it was actually 21 years after I got certified till I actually did another dive. So super active the last 10 years, but I started in 1987. And so total of 35 years.
I just saw a wonderful question in chat.
Yeah, okay.
I'm going to find it here. That was a really good question. I think it's Ashley. Here we go. I love this question because I have a bucket list question too.
Oh,
Do you have
yes.
any locations on your bucket list?
I have several of those. There's a couple in the U.S. and a few that aren't. There's one in just south of St. Louis, Missouri, in the town of Bonne Terre. It's called the Bonne Terre Mine, and it's an old mine. I can't remember the exact dates, but maybe back in somewhere between the 60s and the 80s, they abandoned it, pulled the pumps out, and so the groundwater has filled up these old mines, and now they've turned it into an actual dive site that you can dive in. So it's kind of like cavern diving because it's the water doesn't go all the way to the lid. That would make it a cave. So the water is still, at any time you could surface and be breathing regular air. But if you Google that, Bonne Terre Mine, it's supposedly one of the top 5 like inland dive destinations in the world. I'd like to do that sometime, and that's probably easier to do than a lot because it's actually in the U.S. Some of the other ones are not. One of them I get to do in March of 2024. I'm going with a group to the Red Sea to dive off a liveaboard, and we're going to be on a liveaboard boat diving for a total of 7 days. And then after that, we spend 4 days in a hotel in Cairo on the Nile River. And we also included in that is also every day you get tours. So you get to see the pyramids, the Sphinx, the museums, and all the historical stuff that is kept in the town of Cairo. So I'm excited about that one. There's also another place, I can't remember where it is, but it's someplace where you can dive between 2 continents and you can reach out and touch them on both sides. And I wish I could remember where that's at, but that would be a fun one. And then those are probably the 3 that I can think of off the top of my head. But my goal is to just dive as many places as possible. There's a lot of people that go destination diving and they fall in love with it, and then they just continue to go back to that spot. And I could see how that might be intriguing because you start to learn the area and you get comfortable there. But my goal is to go to as many different places around the world as possible, see as much as I can.
Awesome. Sophie asked, I don't know if you're able to answer or not, but she said, can you answer honestly with regard to how possible or impossible it is that law enforcement missed Kiely's vehicle? Are you able to answer that or no?
Is it possible? Yeah, it is totally possible. Is it possible that the vehicle went in after they searched? It's totally possible. I mean, these are questions that I'm sure a lot of people are asking, including myself, but I don't have the answers for those. Right. And based on what I did for that whole thing, I wasn't on scene long enough to make any decision one way or the other. I'm not an actual investigator. My job is to just find something that's missing, hand that over to the law enforcement and the families, and on to the next. So hopefully the law enforcement and the investigators can do their job, and you have to trust what it is they come up with, because I don't know, there's really not much else we can do.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there's nothing else that you can do in this situation like that. I mean, we all have our opinions. Me, for one, was and am still very troubled by the autopsy, because my sister drowned. I have seen not only, unfortunately, what she looked like after being underwater for only 4 days.
Sorry.
Which was horrific. But I have her autopsy. I redacted it, and I was going to put it online, then I decided not to. But it was just like Kiely didn't have anything in there related to drowning. She didn't have any water in her stomach, her lungs. She wasn't in metabolic acidosis, which is what happens to your body right before you drown. I mean, it just happens on a metabolic level. She didn't have that. And that's like a huge one. I'm literally going to find my little notes I took off of my sister's autopsy and see. I'll probably never find them. I'm not going to worry about it. There's just nothing that matched what my sister's autopsy looks like. I think that they ruled it drowning based on circumstantial evidence.
Sure.
Rather than what was actually, evidence on her body. Point blank. I mean, she was not drunk. She was not even high. And I knew that all along. I've been saying on my channel all along that I think that there's been some big hubbub over, she drank everything I drank. And no. For being underwater, she'd been underwater for 2 weeks with a high alcohol level in her body already. It still would have been high, and it was very low, like legal limit low. And most of that was from, unfortunately, I don't even want to say it. That's what happens with our bodies. But so it's just like so much information that was put out here to the public was so wrong. And that's what's kind of fueled a lot of the conspiracies. I can just say fact-based wise with the autopsy, it doesn't make sense in any way, shape, or form. I've seen it. I've just seen my own sister's autopsy. I know what was explained to me by the medical examiner, how she drowned and stuff. None of it matches. I don't have my list right now. If anybody in chat, is familiar with what's, supposed to happen to your body, but because I didn't want to go there anyway. But yeah, just none of it matched. I literally got out, Kiely's autopsy that was released online, printed it, and put it right next to my sister's, and not one thing matched. That's weird. You have to admit that that's weird. But
What was
do either one of you have a
what was
follow-up
the
question on
temperature of
that?
the water when you guys had found her?
Oh, dang it. I had this written down at one point because it's in my dive computer. Do I have mine? I can tell you. Give me a second. I got it in my dive log here. It was pretty warm considering the the time of year and everything that was. Let me see if I can find that. What was that? August 21st.
Thank you, T.
Because
Sophia.
it
That's
seems
a
like
very
the temperature of the
thoughtful.
water would really make a difference in the speed of things happening.
Correct.
Sleuthy says you've already gone over this one time before just to save yourself some time. She said it was 75 degrees.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I got it right here. 73 at the bottom, 75 at the top.
Pretty warm.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I was under the impression it was a lot colder than that for some reason. I know the dates and times, but I'm all the way down in Alabama, so summer for us is a lot different than summer up in the mountains.
Right.
Um,
Remember, normally there's what's called a thermocline in bodies of water, lakes more than the ocean, but a thermocline means that the water temperature drops significantly once you get below a certain level. Most of the time that's somewhere around 30 feet, give or take. And so like a lot of times that'll be a 10-degree difference. I mean, just a solid line where it drops, and every 30 feet it'll drop again. So in Prosser Lake or any lake, when you're in less than 30 feet of water, the temperature from the surface to the bottom is not going to be much different. This was only in 14 feet of water, so that's why the temperature change from the top to bottom was very small.
Understood. And was that 14 foot? That was from the actual bottom, not the top of the car, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
I studied the images, the sonar images, along with the slope of the ground, and you could see. I could personally see how it could be missed at first, but not later. Because it was not only up against the wall, so to speak, because it's very, very steep, but it was, at an angle. So the back of the car was higher than the front, and it was kind of like smushed up against the floor, with the wheels up, shiny on the bottom. So it's hard to see. I do understand why it wasn't seen at first. Later, once that water level went down about 5 feet, for even just a couple of feet, I don't see how people didn't see that. It's kind of crazy. I mean,
yeah, and again, I don't know. I wasn't there in the initial search, so who knows? I don't know what kind of equipment was used. I don't know who was operating it, how much experience they had. So you got to remember, I've said it, we've all said this time and time again, the law enforcement agencies worldwide don't do this very often. I would say maybe once every 10 years they may get a case like this as far as a vehicle ending up underwater. And so, I never want to blame them for not finding something that they're really not trained to do and don't get any practice at it. we specifically do it day in and day out, so you get a lot of practice when that's all you're doing every single day.
Yeah, I understand that.
Crazy.
But the fact that they list a dive team is somewhat misleading if they, on their official page or whatever, they list their special teams, and one of them was a dive team. Could you explain the passenger window? I know the driver's side got broke when they flipped the car, but I know you spoke on this before, but just so I can get some clarity, the passenger window was rolled down, in your opinion, correct? Not broken out.
Correct. My instinct said broke out, and I probably should have said just it's either down or broke out. It wasn't there, so yes, it could have been two of those. However, I didn't remember seeing any broken glass around, so it was probably just rolled down.
Right. To me, that seems suspicious because if you're driving that late at night, leaving a party, and they said it was around 50 degrees, and you've got your passenger window completely down, and then your rear driver's window halfway down, and then you end up in the hatch. That's why it was super suspicious to me. I could just see it, being dumped. If I'm being honest, to me, it seems like the car was more dumped there. Do you know how much the water receded between the time she went in supposedly till the time you guys found her?
They were telling me approximately, just from the locals that were on scene or whatever, approximately 3 to 4 feet in level up and down. But you got to remember that changes quite a bit, considering that slope of the land, that could mean 20 to 30 feet along that slope. So I don't know exactly. There might be a way to get Google Earth shots, maybe with time stamps, but I just don't know.
Are you able to answer this? Now, since it was, ruled an accident, says it in black and white. Don't know. I personally don't understand. I don't agree with it based on what I saw, on the Prosser cams that everybody got to see. Well, I did hours and hours of work on these, and I could play a little bit of it if you wanted to, but I'll just tell you verbally. When the car came down, it was already previously with a group of cars nearby. And then it came down, stopped at the Y where that little tree is. The car stopped there for a full 15 seconds, then went left towards the water, and then a right in water. I don't understand that. You can see that on the Prosser footage, and I do have that. If you guys want, it's on my channel. Just go back like a row or two of my videos. It's on there. All we did on my video was just put them with the straight high resolution images, and they're in real time. They're not sped up or anything, so you can see how fast the car was going. It was going very slow, maybe 10 miles an hour max. And that doesn't make any sense. How do you just slowly drive into the water?
Yeah.
And then not get out? How could you not get out? She could have honked her horn. She could have screamed, anything. It doesn't make sense. But
right. If that's the case, though, and the car was at least 50 something feet.
Yeah. So the only thing I'll say on that, and this is what I was telling you earlier, that I'll make a comment on this and then I won't talk about it anymore. Okay. The police, several weeks back came out and said they ruled this an accident. And of course, you're going to get people on both sides, saying that, no, it's not this, that, the other. The only thing I'm going to say is that, if that's the case, that's fine. But I don't really like the fact that they just say we rule it an accident and that's it. We're not going to give you any more information. What I would like is, okay, if that's an accident, then to explain to me how she was in the back of the vehicle. Why were the windows rolled down? Why did nobody see her go in? Or why has nobody spoke out? Give us your theory as to how she ended up there. And then maybe all of us can process, okay, that's acceptable. But to just come out and say it's an accident and turn around and walk off stage, doesn't make me feel all that great.
I agree. I completely agree.
I agree as well.
I wasn't convinced one way or another until we got to see the Prosser cams, and I don't understand why they went and yanked those away from us too. It's like at least we had somewhere where we could go and look, but then they took it away, so we couldn't see anything after, which was kind of weird, you know. But I got a whole bunch of it. I have several videos that I'm working on. Yeah. I got a whole bunch of it. Soon, me and my girls went running as soon as those images were up. We grabbed as much as we could before they pulled that down. I don't know if you're aware of that, Nick, but yeah, they took access away. It's like, really? Somebody finally comes forward.
What did they take access away?
The Alder Hill cameras.
Oh, I got
where you can go back in the archives and look. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, like obviously after a while you get sick of people asking you questions about it. That's why I was like, here's my stance on it. It's not my job, but I would like to know how she ended up there. And the fact that they don't give us any information doesn't make me that happy.
Understood. I think we all agree with you.
I think that's what fueled most of the speculation about everything that went on, is just because they didn't give any answers, any explanations. Contrary data came out, and then they never responded to it, never clarified anything or explained themselves or what they were thinking, or like why they let an 18-year-old girl filter information. And there was so much in my mind that was a problem with it, and it just made no sense that they didn't speak on it any more than they did, and still are not speaking on it any more than they are.
Right.
Sleuthy's not in the back, just so you know. I sent her the link on Twitter, but she's not in the back. I don't see her. Crazy Mama just said Sleuthy's in the back, I think. I don't see her. Okay.
So someone asked, when you're not diving, what else do you enjoy doing? What are some of your other hobbies?
So like I kind of said before, I've lived in Oregon, Central Oregon, most of my life. So like around 35 years. So in Oregon, it's a very outdoorsy state. We got a lot of activities: fishing, hunting, camping, that kind of stuff. So I hunt during hunting season. I go fishing several times a year. I have a pontoon boat that we dive off of. So I do a lot of scuba diving for entertainment. We go to the coast and go spear fishing. In fact, I'm going to the coast Thanksgiving weekend to go spear fishing. And what else? We just anything outdoors. We have a lot of, I'm also into music. I'm a little bit of a musician myself, so I listen to a lot of different music. I've played in multiple bands, and I may do some guest appearances in one of my old bands here and there. If I do, I'll film it and put it on my YouTube page. That's kind of the main stuff. I like watching movies, basic stuff. I like Yellowstone, Stranger Things, Cobra Kai.
Yes.
I know.
Don't leave out Woody.
Yeah, exactly. Zombieland. So anyway, that kind of stuff.
I have
are you
to ask
originally
this.
from Kansas? I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I just have to ask, since you're from Oregon, or you live in Oregon, are you a Wrangler Star fan?
Am I what?
The modern Wrangler Star? Do you know who that is? That YouTube channel out of Oregon, close to Portland?
No, I've never heard of him.
modern homesteader. He's
Oh
I think
wow,
his name's Cody, but he's pretty. I think he's getting close to around 3 million subscribers now. But I was just curious.
I've never heard of it. I'm gonna write it down so I can check it out. What is it called? Wrangler or something?
Wrangler Star, like a Jeep Wrangler, and then Star. He lives
Oh,
right off by Mount Fuji.
huh. Okay, I'll check it out.
So Nick, if I hopped in your car right now and I turned on the radio, what station is playing right now in your car? What kind of music is it?
So I got Spotify on there. I listen to that's kind of where I keep all my music. And right now I'm listening to a band called Ghost. Have you ever heard of them? Probably not.
The Ghost. No.
No, not The Ghost, just Ghost.
Ghost. I'm gonna pull it up.
They're out of Sweden. It's kind of it's like kind of reminds me of 80s style hair band kind of music.
Oh, sweet.
But if you like that kind of stuff, check them out. They're and they got some really crazy shock rock kind of costumes that they wear.
Oh, I see that. Oh, how neat.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. So, but
Well, I
I
just
also
didn't
listen to
subscribe.
I'm an 80s fan too. I'll listen and I kind of listen to some heavier metal like Megadeth, Ozzy Osbourne, all the old classic 80s stuff, Def Leppard, Scorpions, Motley Crue, Bon Jovi, all that kind of stuff. I like music that has ripping guitar riffs, not so much into the newer hip hop where it's all digitized. That's not, I mean, some of it's cool, but I'm more of like guitar music kind of stuff.
Let's see. I'm looking at their channel now. What a neat page. This is the one that's got the I can't even say what you'd call that. It looks like something you'd see in a Vin Diesel movie though, or a mummy movie. Is you know what I'm talking about? Okay, so I'm on the right page. Okay.
Probably Ghost,
So
the band Ghost. Are you on their YouTube page?
oh neat. Okay, cool.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, very cool, you guys. Okay, I'm going to put this link in chat so you guys can come check them out. There you go. Yeah, I don't want to play too much. I don't want to get us in trouble. Get copyright stricken real quick and lose the whole live stream, and I would cry. Okay. So do you go to concerts though? There does Bend, Oregon get a lot of names?
Yeah, we have an amphitheater right down in the old Mill District. They call it. It's right along the Deschutes River. It's an outdoor venue, and over the last couple of years, we started getting some really good acts here. Not like the status of quite what I want to see. Like I still haven't seen. I know Guns N' Roses is doing a tour. I'd like to see them there. I'd like to see Metallica there. Some of the bigger old school names, but there is still a lot of bigger acts. In fact, what was the band that I can't even remember the one. 9 Inch Nails just played there a few weeks back.
Uh-huh.
But mostly during the summer, like probably 3 or 4 times a week, they have concerts down there.
Here's a good question.
Sure.
What's your most recent favorite movie?
Halloween Ends.
Oh, yes. I love that too.
Yeah, I was a big fan of all the Halloween movies. And so that one obviously just came out, the original version or the original story with Jamie Lee Curtis. And they're just fun movies. It was great.
Stephanie asked, what's the ballpark cost involved, for somebody just getting started from scratch with diving? For the whole setup?
So the certification course, depending on where you do it, is anywhere from, say, $300 at a resort that does it year round in a warm water location to somewhere I would say around $800 in the smaller communities that are off the beaten path. That's a one-time fee that's good for life once you get certified. That includes all your rental gear, the pool sessions, the whole entire thing. Once you get certified, if you want to start getting your own gear so that you can go diving whenever you want, the cost for all of the gear for decent setup, I would say, is around $3,500. But the good news is you don't have to spend all $3,500 right at one time. You can kind of chip away at it. So let's say, the first thing you want to buy is a wetsuit, and then you can rent all the rest of the gear. And then the next time you have some money, you can buy your buoyancy compensator, and then your rental gear will go. The cost of your rental gear will slowly go down because now you have your own gear until finally you have everything. And then all you have to do is pay for the air to get filled in your tanks. And that's anywhere from $6 to $12 per tank, depending on where you're at in the country or the world.
That's awesome. That's not that much. That's actually less than I thought.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
Okay, so do you see the question on the screen? Are you single?
Oh,
I don't see a ring, ladies. I don't see a ring.
Not married, but I am seeing somebody. Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Well, I saw that asked a whole bunch, and I thought, what the hey, I'm going to go ahead and just ask.
Yeah, no worries.
Oh no, Caleb, you didn't.
Hairband. Oh, funny.
I like you are awesome, Caleb. Okay. Oh, see, they all want to know. All right, you guys are gonna make him blush. Okay. Let's see here. I don't know if you guys, for anybody just coming in earlier, I asked Nick who he wants to play him in the movie, and of course, he said Woody Harrelson. Let's see. And I love that. I mean,
that's funny because the other night when we were on live, remember that's what you said, Deb. You said Woody Harrelson should play him in the movie.
Comment that somebody did a while back. I thought that was classic. It made me kind of laugh. Like, wow.
Okay, I'm looking for questions. I just saw one. Where did it go? Remember, you got to start your questions with like QQQ so that I can see them because I'm just scrolling through chat. You already answered that one.
Many people say you have a great personality and a huge heart. A lot of people are thanking you for your time, for coming in here and answering some questions as well.
Yes, so you're taking
a question.
That's funny.
The road that was leading to the reservoir where Kiely was found, how bad was that road? And was there any signs around there that would have kind of gave more clues that she could have went in there? Or was it not so much?
When I got there, you got two things on that. Yes, the road going to that part is a bad road. We drove our RV down it, and I'm surprised it didn't break it on the way down that road. But the road going there is a very bad road. It's not possible. SUV, sure, but it's windy and it's bumpy. By the time I was on location was 2 weeks after she went missing, and the lake had receded. There's vehicles that drive right along the shoreline of that entire lake, or most of that lake. And so I didn't notice any tire tracks, but even if there would have been, there's probably no way to tell if they were 2 weeks old and or if they were from her vehicle or some of the other ones. Like when we found her, there was a vehicle right up on that little point there of some paddle boarders hanging out, picnicking, throwing a ball for their dog. So people were there all the time.
Oh, Nick, did you know that actual the van, the man with the seats, he was actually filming you guys from his vehicle? He was pretending to be just hanging out, but he actually was live streaming you into the Facebook group.
Huh.
Yeah.
Didn't know that. No.
He was pretty slick about it, wasn't he? It's the car that's right behind them when they're in the boat, and you can see the car that's up on the hill. I went back and looked at the footage from the stream. They did it anonymously in the group, but you can see from the angle that's who it was, and it was out the back of the car.
Sure.
Crazy. Okay, so I have a serious question for you. I like to go back and forth, fun, serious, fun, serious. If you could rid this world of one thing, what would it be?
Well, there's one thing. That's a tough one. One thing recently that has come to my mind that I would say nuclear weapons.
Yeah.
I think that's a terrible idea, and it, as you can see with some of the stuff going on in the world today, that's a problem. There's a lot of other things I'd get rid of, but that just is one of the first things that came to my head because of current affairs going on in the world today.
Got to answer a question for my little girl here. Let me mute myself. I don't want my little girl online.
Hey, Sluicy.
Hello.
Hey, I just seen that you jumped on. Did you want to ask a question while she's?
Yeah, welcome, Smithy.
Hey, I was going to ask a couple things. Number one, now I have Bad Flowers stuck in my head ever since he said that. I was not expecting that that Ghost was going to be a band that was going to pop up. But one, I'm trying to think of what I was saying in the chat. I guess first and foremost, I want to say that I hope that you know that with everything that's going on, that nothing that you guys have done that is good for families is negated from this. So just still be proud of yourself and know that people are very grateful for you. One of my things was the water. We were talking about the water, and I'm just curious, like, was it clear water? Because it looked fairly clear to me in the video.
Yes.
For Kiely. Yeah, it was.
Exactly what you saw there, yeah.
And was there like a cut between you going under the water and then like looking at the vehicle? Like, was any of your, I guess, descent cut?
I don't believe so. It was right there.
Huh.
Remember, and I'll finish this and then let's please move on to something else besides Kiely, but it was 14 feet of water and an SUV is maybe 5 feet tall. So you can do the math. There was only a small amount of water column between me and where the bottom of the vehicle was.
Yeah, you can see in the footage that when you turned around and you went down, you didn't have to go far at all. You were right there. So
yeah, I mean, it didn't look cut. It looked like he just turned around and looked down. That's all. So that was something a lot of people were talking about was if there was a cut in between those because it looked so close to the surface.
No, the back of the car was only, if I'm remembering correctly, 4 feet under, and then the front of the vehicle, which was lower, was 11 feet. I think it was 11 and 4. So because the vehicle was 6 feet long, it's about how far it was. But yeah, he was right there on it.
Yeah,
Because he went under the water.
That's crazy.
You could see it from above. In the footage, the drone footage, you can see it clear as a bell.
Yeah, I don't know, but I did want to ask about soot buildup though, like just in general on cars, because I know that they were saying that it's easier to see a car that's more dirty, I guess. Does it all depend on where you are, what kind of water it is? Well, no, let's just say fresh water, but does it matter? Like if it's fresh water anywhere, how long does it take or does it go faster in others to get really sooty or silty?
I would assume it does take, it depends on where you're at. It would take either a long time or it could take a short amount of time, just depending on the lake. I mean, every single bottle of your water is different. How much current is there? There's so many variables. It's hard to give an answer as far as a timeline of exactly how long it takes for a certain amount of silt to build up.
Yay, one page down. Okay.
I'm
So
asking
when
the
you're
chat now if they have any other questions. Sorry, go ahead.
So when you're searching, uh, how long did you normally spend on each case searching for people at a time? Would you take out a couple weeks and work on one case for a couple
Nope.
weeks at a time, or just until it was
2 days.
2 days?
Yep,
Oh,
that's the
really?
schedule. Yep,
Wow.
2 days. Now, granted, sometimes that's the reason is we have other stuff scheduled, and so if you don't find what you're looking for and you haven't covered all the waterways, you can always come back again, and we've done
Right.
that. But basically, yeah, you spend 2 days on site, on to the next case.
Bree in chat has a question. Hi, Bree. Welcome.
What is the song that puts you in a vibe no matter what mood you're in? It is called Dance Macabre by the band Ghost.
Oh,
Check it out.
nice. Dance Macabre.
I saw a question right before that too. It
Okay.
said, "What do you want most out of life right now?" I would
I
say,
think I have that one up. Yeah.
I would say to continue to help people and have as much fun as possible while I still can.
Is that something that you're going to keep doing, or are you going to take a break for a while, or do it by yourself, or?
I'm would like to keep doing it. I need to figure out if I can. If I can, obviously, it's not something that I can do overnight. Might take a while. So there might be some other options that come up because of what I've learned. That I've thought about a lot of things. Maybe training law enforcement on how to search for vehicles underwater. There's being consulting for that kind of thing. There's a lot of things going through my mind. Have I got it all figured out yet? No, it's only been a few days for me to even have to think about this. So I don't know.
I think that's definitely needed. I think it would be really beneficial.
Yeah,
since you guys are so good at it.
I agree.
Someone else asked, do you like to cook? And what's your favorite food?
Sometimes I like to cook. Not super often, but what's my favorite kind of food? I'm a seafood person, so anything seafood, bring it on. I love all that stuff. Lobster, crab, any kind of fish, shrimp, you name it.
Gotcha. Let's see. I'm trying to look through the chat for any other questions.
Just so you guys know, he has answered all Kiely questions that he wants to. Going forward as well, he said he doesn't want to be asked on any in the future. He wanted to put all that to rest today and not be asked again in the future. Any questions? Correct, Nick?
Yes, thank you.
So if you want to know his stance on anything Kiely related, look earlier, go back to the beginning of this video. You can, get his answers there. He answered quite a bit. So I want you, if you don't mind, what is your very favorite memory of working with AWP?
Wow. There's a lot of them. The whole, all the team members meeting a group of guys that was really good at what they did and learning about different types of techniques for filming. And, I would say probably the one that sticks out in my head the most was getting to ride in a boat on a ton of different waterways all across the country. That's pretty awesome. It's a pretty cool experience. I mean, I've been in almost every major river in the country. I've seen 3 of the Great Lakes. searched one of them. Those are things I didn't see before I did that. So, it was just meeting the people and the camaraderie we had, and riding around on a little boat when the sun's out on the water. I mean, everybody knows there's nothing funner than a boat ride. So imagine getting to do that all the time. It was pretty awesome.
Are you still in contact with the rest of the team? I know you had Josh on your stream the other day, but Doug and anybody else?
We're all in contact. We're all friends and comrades, and we will continue to keep in touch. And as any of us have any ideas or plans of what we're going to do as a group or individually, we'll all talk about it. And we've created some great relationships between all of us.
That's awesome. So my mom, and I'm sure everybody's heard this quote. I'm a little bit cliche sometimes with my quotes, but I know that it's a grieving process, having to walk away from all that. It's not easy. But there's a quote, don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened.
Yeah, exactly.
Even somebody that's, in a marriage that goes bad, you can still, smile because it happened. You don't have to just cry because it's over.
Like I said earlier, where one door closes, another opens. You just got to keep your head up and keep looking at all your available options and keep moving forward.
Out of all the team on AWP, though, the ones that you're still in contact with, which is, I think, everybody, you want to tell us who your best friend is?
Well, I would say.
And why is it Doug?
They're all good friends. I'm probably closest right now with Josh just because he lives closest to me. So,
yeah.
Doug lives in Portland. So we talk on the phone and stuff like that, but to hang out in person is not as easy as it is for the people that actually live here in Central Oregon. So me and Josh and Devin are the only three that live close to each other. So.
Gotcha. Have you had, so when you come to time where you're going to have to come up with a new name, right?
Yep.
Forgive me again. And yes, he thought this was funny, y'all. With pensions. I'll change my logo for just a minute.
Oh. Yeah.
You're going to have to come up with a new name, right? So whenever that time comes, would you be willing to allow me and my subscribers to do a poll and with your suggestions and do kind of a vote?
On that note, I've already gotten tons of emails and private messages on all my social media stuff with ideas for names. There's been a lot of clever ones, a lot of joke ones, but keep the ideas rolling. You never know what the future holds. So I will definitely reach out to you if that's the case.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think, not going to lie, Adventures with Purpose was a great name. Maybe you can buy it. That does happen. Who knows? I don't myself associate any negative connotations with that name. I don't. Just, I'll play this real quick here. This is so true, y'all.
One bad apple is not going to ruin the entire bunch unless you allow it to sit there.
So, hey. The AWP is still great in my book because the whole group of everybody together made this happen, not just one person. And to most of us, you and Doug and Josh have always been the face of AWP. So to most of us, we're not thinking AWP, ew. We still know that there was so much good that was done, and we still appreciate and love you guys very, very much.
I thank you. Appreciate that.
So don't
Men with morals sounds pretty good too.
There you go.
Someone put Adventures with Endings. They said, can't you just continue the team without that one person?
Oh yeah,
AWP,
that's kind of
no more. AWE, it says. Long Beach hippie.
Let me go. Don't worry, I don't have any more clips like that to play on the screen. But I had to get there because I think that was just funny. Let's see. Ghost is cool. I asked a couple
There
of
was,
mine, so I'm going to go through chat now. What's your favorite holiday?
Probably Halloween, even though I really didn't get to celebrate it this year. I was traveling on that day, but I like Halloween. It's a fun one where everybody gets to dress up, go out, go nuts, go see some live music. I like the whole costume aspect of it. I think it's pretty fun.
I enjoy Halloween too. I like decorating for it, and I think I enjoy it more than my kids do.
Yes, we are big on Halloween here. Huge. This neighborhood that we live in, it's very much like the Gilmore Girls neighborhood, where every holiday, all the neighbors come together. We'll have block parties and it looks just like Gilmore Girls, and that's kind of why I picked this house when we bought our home, because I checked it out for a while, and I wanted to see what it looked like during a holiday. So waited till after Christmas, and oh my gosh, our neighborhood is so lit up for the holidays, all of them. And it's just fun. It feels like I've always wanted to live in who doesn't want to live in a Hallmark movie, right?
Oh, yeah, for
But
sure.
this is more like Gilmore Girls, if anybody's familiar with that. So they really do it up here for all the holidays, especially Halloween. We have one guy that just walks the neighborhood looking like Michael Myers. It's just too funny. And he'll hide in the bushes. He'll jump around corners, and you have to watch for him. And it's just kind of the thing, stay away from Michael, And it's just a fun neighborhood. Is your neighborhood like that in any way? I mean, does the neighborhood itself get into the holidays?
Not this one, not particularly.
Okay.
A few houses do, but not a lot.
I wonder if it's a Southern thing.
Yeah, it could be. Right. There's other parts of the town that people get into it more than others, and I might just be in one where nobody. Like I personally don't like decorate for it. I just like to wear a costume and go out and have fun, have a few cocktails and listen to some music.
Right. The last time I dressed up and went out and had any fun was when Marilyn Manson came to Tulsa, Oklahoma. That was fun.
Oh, I bet that would be a good Halloween show.
Oh yeah, everybody was crazy dressed up for that. I wore 10-inch arms. It was great. It was so much fun. Brought out every black item of clothing that I had. That was fun. That was a really fun night. We do get some big bands here finally. And I just looked at we were talking about concerts in Bend. It seemed like a city close to me, Tulsa, they just got the big BOK Center. And so now we get the big names here. It's so awesome. We get the big ones. And I just looked at the BOK Center page a couple of days ago, and I was like, oh my Lord, I need a second and third job because I want tickets to all of these. So you guys will probably get that too, because it took about 10 years once we got an arena, and then the big names started showing, because we could show that we could sell them out. We sell out everything here for whoever comes. Oh, and by the way, I do want to mention, when was it that you guys came to Tulsa, Oklahoma, and you were cleaning up the river? Do you remember that?
I wasn't along on that particular trip, so I don't.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought that was really neat. That had a lot of exposure here, and I think that's why a lot of fans from here were already aware of you guys way before case. Was because of that. Our city is really big on, that's where I'm from, so it's really big on environment. So that's a lot of the reason why a lot of people like that cause, cleaning up the environment and finding things. I do think somebody in chat asked a little bit ago, what's like the weirdest or most bizarre thing that you've ever found?
Oh boy, let me think about that. bizarrest or weirdest thing I've ever found. Me personally, I haven't really found anything that I would consider bizarre or weird. However, I was on a river cleanup. Every year they do a thing here in town called the Deschutes River Cleanup. And several years ago, and a group of us go through the river and clean up all the garbage and cans and bottles and just whatever garbage. And it's a popular place to float down the river in this area in the summer here in Bend. And one of the divers found a woman's adult toy, if you know what I'm talking about, in the river. So that was a little odd place, I thought, for something like that to end up. But other than that, I haven't ever found anything that was super weird or bizarre.
Someone else asked, Michelle said, what are your plans for the rest of today and for the rest of the weekend? And someone else had asked earlier, what's your favorite thing to hunt? You said that you like to hunt. What do you go hunting for?
Gotcha. Okay. Plans for the rest of the weekend. I got to go here pretty soon, and I got some chores I got to do, and some laundry and some basic stuff around the house. I just got back from elk hunting, actually, so I need to put some stuff away and do some laundry. Tomorrow, I don't really have any plans, so I might just relax and get caught up on Yellowstone because I know the new season's getting ready to come out. And what was the second part of the question again?
I think that was pretty much it.
I think you got it.
Through the weekend. Yeah, it's gonna be nice weather here too. I'm gonna get out and do something.
Oh, what's my favorite thing to hunt? That's what somebody was asking.
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not. Yep.
So I would say probably antelope, but you don't get to hunt that very often, at least in the state of Oregon, because it's a lottery system. You apply for tags and they basically draw names out of a hat and they only draw so many. So you may only get a tag to hunt it once every 10 to 15 years. But I like it because it's during the summer and you go way out in the high desert and you can camp and you don't have to worry about bringing a wood stove and cutting firewood to stay warm. And you can almost just sleep out on the cot underneath the stars. Super nice weather. And antelope are just a really cool animal. I don't know if you guys have them where you live, but they're a desert animal that we have over here on the basically Pacific Northwest area in the high deserts. And that's probably my favorite big game to hunt. And then I also, this is probably going to make some other people a little upset, but I actually like to hunt cottontail rabbits because I know they're cute, but if you've ever eaten them, they are so dang delicious. It's unbelievable. So on the weekend, and they're everywhere. So we can go 30 minutes east of town and go hunting, and you just need a 22 rifle. You don't need some big game rifle or anything like that. So when I can, I have nothing else going on, I'll go out there and hunt cottontails and make a nice rabbit stew with the meat that I get.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Go
ahead.
I'm about to have to get off of here. I would like to say before I leave though that if you're interested, Icked Mail, another true crime YouTuber, he had a video up yesterday with somebody's former employer discussing how weak non-compete contracts could be and how they don't hold up across state lines. It was when he hired Carson. But that video's up on Icked Mail's channel. His words pretty much trash non-competes and how if they favor the company, they liable to get thrown out, and just a lot of things that I feel like, could be used against you if you had non-compete stopping other people from doing good things. But I appreciate your time and pleasure to meet you.
Yeah,
and
thank you.
Hopefully I'll get to talk to you again sometime. And
Absolutely.
thank you for allowing me to come on Crime Sleuthing.
Absolutely. Love your channel, everybody. Mods, can you put Southern Logic's link in the chat, please? He's great. He is. I said I should have picked. What did I say I should have picked for my name because I like your channel so much?
I think
Trying
it
to
was
remember what I said.
Midwestern Logic or something.
Yeah.
Something for your
Yeah.
geography.
'Cause I don't play with the conspiracy theories too much. I mean, I'll go down that road a little bit, but then I know when I need to turn around, you know.
Right.
But his channel is strictly logic. Love his videos. Definitely check him out and subscribe to him for sure.
Cool.
Thank you. And have a great guy.
You too.
Have a good one.
I'll email you in a little bit, Donald. All right.
Okay.
See if I see some more.
And I got to get off here too. So if you guys have any more last questions, I'll take maybe one more question and then I got to get to doing my chores.
I'm looking through. Let me see if I see any last minute ones, and let me look through my notes and see. I think.
Well, she's looking through that. I just wanted to, a few things I've seen somebody point out. They wanted to thank you, Veterans Day, and I believe you are a veteran as well. So they were thanking you for your service. A lot of people just said thank you for coming on and giving us your time today. We really do appreciate it. And
not that Nikki, I love that comment. It's so sweet. Yeah, you guys have so much support. So much support.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely.
I really look forward to
thank you as well. Thank you so much for your time today, Nick. I appreciate it.
Thank you. And for those of you that came over here because you saw the link on my channel, please subscribe to Crime Sleuthin'. She's, only a few days ago, I had about the same amount of subscribers as her. And my channel blew up. So I'm trying to help the small people because just remember, even if you're small, you can still do big things in this world. I want to thank everybody for letting me come on here and speak to you. And I will continue to update people with my future plans and keep putting videos on my channel. So I appreciate you checking that out. And other than that, keep in touch. And both of you, thanks again. And I will talk to you later.
Yes, thank you so much, Nick.
Yep.
Thank you, Nick. Have a great afternoon, and I will. I'll email you and text you later. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
God bless.
Bye. All right, guys. So if you would like, I can recap some of the things that he went over. I took some notes, or you can go back to the beginning and watch it again. I don't like to do live streams that are too long. That way, they're a little bit more digestible, so you can go back and watch them again. If I see a live that's 3 or 4 hours long, I usually don't bother. I don't have time. But I will also go back through this, and in the description later, you'll see questions that were asked of him and the timestamps in the video. So it'll make you guys a lot easier to find what you need. And again, he really wanted everybody to leave Kiely questions alone from him from now on, and just refer to this. That was his words. So I guess I understand that he has to move forward, and
I can understand too, because think about, we're just one channel here asking a bunch of questions. Imagine how many other people have asked the same questions, so I can understand where he's coming from, that it kind of gets tiring and old, and especially when the same questions asked, multiple times. I get it.
Exactly.
But at the same time, we're wondering so much stuff. You know what I mean? We're wondering some different answers, but we can't put that pressure on him.
I know that he was asked probably 500 times. For example, was Kiely dressed?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, from what he could see, he saw clothing.
Right.
I never thought otherwise myself, anyway. But yeah.
There was a few in there asking like if she was tied down and stuff like that. I forgot that he could see the private chat, and I was talking to Southern Logic in the private chat, and I had said something that I don't think he wants to talk about, the Kiely Rodni stuff, and he was like, well, he said we could ask, and I said, I know. I said, someone asked about the tire tracks. I said, I really want to ask, but I don't want to offend them. And then all of a sudden Nick typed in. He was like, go ahead, ask me.
Yeah,
I
I saw
totally
that.
forgot that he could see the private chat. I thought that was funny.
Yes, it was. Well,
But,
hello,
yeah.
right here. Oh, I love this comment. I pray for Nick, Doug, Josh, and the guys. They will be guided by spirit and live their way into the future in harmony with God's will. I couldn't have said that better myself. Girl, I love that. That's a really good one.
The one above it too is nice. Wonderwood Mom. I think she's the one
Yeah.
earlier. She said that they should continue it instead of AWP, start at AWE, which would be Adventures with Endings. So she kind of put that and said the same thing, you know, bless you and Nick, or bless you, Nick. Thanks for all that, you know, that she needed. It was just a nice live. It really was. He's very humble and easy to talk to.
Yeah, he's a really nice guy. And I love all the ladies in chat. Just oohing and awing over him.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, just if you emailed me for a panel link and I didn't send you a panel link, I promised I would vet people. So if you didn't send me your information, then I did not do, I'm not going to bring somebody up on panel if I don't know who they are. So,
Right.
So some of those got ignored. I got a bunch of emails, and all they said was, and I mean, I was pretty clear in chat. If you want to come up, send me your channel name and link. And I got several emails that just said panel link, please, with no information.
Yeah.
So, and I didn't have
see
time to stop and converse with them. So sorry about that.
Yeah.
I just couldn't do it unless I knew who it was, because that would be terrible to put him in a bad spot and get confronted by somebody that's, not friendly. I don't do that to people. So yeah, we talked a lot before we came live. That's why I was late. I was supposed to start it at 11. But
I was on at 12 looking for you. And I was like, oh, maybe I was thinking that maybe you were a little late, but go ahead.
Yeah, well, I was running late for one because StreamYard, I had this scheduled yesterday. It was scheduled and set up and ready to go. But then I got up this morning and didn't even worry about it, didn't even think about it because my lives usually, will let me know, I'll get an alert.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't get anything. And I got on here and was like, okay, where's my live stream? It vanished overnight. So I had to restart it up again. Create a new live stream.
Gotcha.
Which sucks because a lot of people didn't get, you get a warning an hour before and then 30 minutes before. I didn't get to do that today, so I'm sorry. So we just chatted for a little while in the back, and he's definitely doing better than he was. So Smitten Kitten, you are right. He wants to move forward, and I totally agree. I think this is the perfect time, to move forward for all of them. Real life superheroes, I absolutely agree. Absolutely. Yeah, he's really, really cool. That was a great chat. I don't think I missed any of my important questions. I didn't get to ask him if I could have his autograph. I really think
bye,
that's
Rob.
about
Have a great weekend. Sorry, I was just saying bye to some of the people.
Yes. I will.
Yeah,
I will.
right. You didn't get his autograph?
Yeah, I'm gonna email him and ask him for an actual autograph. Like, buy something, some kind of gear, even if it's AWP gear, I don't care. I want his autograph. I think that'd be neat. So on the detective, I had passed along all that information to them and to Detective Sonier. And I do need to get on that because I've had that information since September, and I've never put it up on my channel because you can, hear the other person. And Squirrel Girl with Crime Talk, she just said what they talked about, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering if I'm going to have to do the same thing, but I'd rather play their voice because the information is so like, what?
So what
You
is it that
really-
you need? You just need the voice changed,
Yeah.
and you're not able to do that with your
And the
editing app like that.
volume.
The app that I use, it gives me like there's like 5 preset ones. It's like a man's voice, a woman's voice, a child's voice, and like a robot or something like that. And like I can let's say I say a whole sentence and then I can press the button and it'll say the sentence in a different voice. You don't have that in your app?
I do. The main problem though is the volume. You can hear
Wow,
me
okay.
just fine on the call, but I had it on speakerphone, and so their volume's low. You
Oh,
can
okay.
hear them, but it's kind of low. So if I were to put it online, when you apply a voice changer thing,
Mm-hmm.
it ruins it. You can barely hear it.
Got you. Okay.
So yeah, the minute that I put any kind of change on it, then you really can't hear them at all. So I need somebody that can
Change
split
it
or
and
something,
turn the
right?
volume
Or
up.
bring me down and them up. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Mm-hmm.
So if anybody is listening and knows how to do that, let me know. I'd greatly appreciate it, because then I could just put out the call with a voice changer on it and I'm good. Because yeah, they gave a lot of information about what happened that night and answered a lot of questions for me. It kind of made me mad. You know, I was glad on some of the information, but some of it made me mad. I really ditched her there. I didn't
And
know
you
that.
said this person you're keeping confidential. You're not saying
Oh
who
yeah,
it
for
was
sure,
that you
because that's
said.
what they wanted. Yeah,
Gotcha. Yep. Okay.
that's the only way that they would tell me. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. But it is someone
because
that was like directly linked in, is what you're saying?
directly parents, 2 parents.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah,
Interesting.
and no, not Megan Cole, right, Megan? It's not you, correct? I've been asked that so many times. Is it Megan? Is it Megan?
Oh, is that Megan? Megan? Is that who that
Yeah,
is?
that's Megan in the chat. Uh-huh.
Oh,
You're not
okay.
Megan Cole is not my anonymous source. Correct, Megan? Never talked to her. I would like to, because I want to tell her some stuff. But yeah, email me, Megan. But yeah, it's pretty interesting the things that they told me. There's still and like I got to figure out how to splice one part of the call out completely, because and keep the call together, because they did tell me a couple of things that they do not want out there at all. And that was because they said that if I repeated these things, then the person who it was would definitely know who they were.
Know where it came from.
Yeah.
Got you. Okay.
Smitten Kitten, I have that. I have the voice software and all that. Oh, you mean voice analysis software? Is that different from voice changer software? Yeah, see, Megan says, nope, she's not my anonymous source. Yeah, I've got to figure that out, because you can hear me really, really great, because I was talking directly into the phone. I just didn't realize that doing the speakerphone was going to do that to the call. Because they're okay with me playing it. I just can't reveal who they are. So
Right. Yeah, maybe do it like how Squirrel Girl did. And I mean, I understand what you're saying. We would like to hear, even if the voice has changed, we would like to hear the other side of it, of them actually speaking it. But something's better than
exactly.
nothing. I would read it until you can get it figured out, maybe do it the way
For
she
sure.
did.
Yeah, you can hear it just fine, but once you do, I'm clueless to technology, right? Don't do email setup for YouTube. I don't understand that. Well, how would somebody get a hold of you, Megan? Or how could you just get a hold of me however you can? Because I know you've got other people texted with and stuff. So if you can figure out how I can get my phone number to you, I can text with you. So, oh, cool. So yes, I didn't know you could do that. Okay, I'll get with you on that then, Southern Logic, because I know I can trust you. Yeah, there's actually a second call that I want to go over sometime, and that's you guys remember the Prosser cams and how they got released online? I was able to track that back to exactly who started that and who they really are. It's quite interesting. That's why my name is Crime Sleuthin'. I did deep dive, like since he's not here, I can say a little bit. And again,
one bad apple is not going to ruin the entire bunch unless you allow it to. So yeah, sit there.
One bad apple is not going to ruin the entire bunch unless you let them sit there. I love that. Love it, love it, love it.
Yeah, I love it too.
And he did think that this was funny.
Yeah.
I made sure to show him that backstage before we came in on our private panel. And I wanted to make sure that he was okay with that before I had put it up here. Yes, I think my favorites on this show that I hope he definitely, reteams up with would be.
I would like everyone to know that I am no longer a part of Adventures with Purpose. I have left the company because of personal reasons for moral obligation.
Carson,
I stepped away. I've resigned from AWP due to moral obligations.
And then, of course, our beloved Doug, who says none of them knew. And I completely believe him. Make it clear, none of us knew, he said. He is heartbroken. All three of their channel links will be in the description along with everybody else, because let me see how many I have here in my AWP folder. My goodness.
So last night there was a video. You remember we were in that live where those people were acting up, and I left. I couldn't stand the vibe over there, so I left and I went to a different channel. And
yeah,
she had an old video of what's his name from AWP. And I guess they went out and they searched. This is a while back when like Sam was on the group, or in the group, I should say. And I guess they went out searching for somebody and they weren't able to find the person, but they did sonar imaging and they posted it. Well, originally the video was posted on the AWP YouTube, right? If you go look for it now, I believe the lady's name is Susan. I'm not sure of the last name. I'd have to go back to the video I was watching. But it's no longer on AWP's page, and it's from about like 9 or 10 months ago, maybe a year. And long story short, I guess a lot of the people in the comments were saying that they seen human remains in the sonar image. And she pulled it up last night and showed it. And sure enough, it kind of does. I mean, I'm not a professional, so I'm not going to say it is, but it sure does resemble some bones,
Is that the one that kind of looks like it could be a ribs?
Rib cage, yeah. Yep. Did you see it?
Yeah, that's crazy.
What did you think about that video?
I don't know. I literally, when I sleuth on photos and stuff like that, here's a tip for you guys if you want to really see what's up with a picture. Make your room a little, put on some really good, like 2-time reading glasses, and then also use an actual old-fashioned magnifying glass on top of that. You will be amazed at what you can see rather than zooming in on images, because when you zoom in on images, you're going to alter the pixels.
Right. Yeah.
Just look at it exactly how it is, but just use your own eyes with magnification, and you will be surprised at what you can see in some of these photos, especially with the Prosser cam footage. It was crazy. Okay, just real quick, I'm not sure how long this is, but check this out. Yeah, I'm not going to play the whole thing. So I found Jared's original, his old actual high school newsletter. I will my screen in a minute and show you the page where this came from, but he was actually known as his high school nickname was Cupid from Hell. How much of a player do you have to be to get a nickname like that? My goodness.
Wow. Cupid from Hell. Nice.
That was his actual nickname. Let me get it pulled up and I will show you guys the actual thing that I got. Hold on. Give me a minute. I'm still here. I'm going to grab me a water though real quick. So hang on just. Could you see if there's any other questions in chat that you could possibly answer?
Sure. Go ahead. Go grab a water. Let's see. Does anybody have any questions? I'm looking at the
I love
chat.
that.
Let's see. Dr. Crime Sleuthin. That should be your name instead. Jared has a Pee Wee Herman vibe. I agree with that. Mm-hmm. My favorite sock says great interview. Crime Sleuthin. I'm really loving your channel. You are getting better every live stream. John, I'd have to go back and look. I don't want to give the wrong name, but I'm not 100%. It was on like Down the Rabbit Hole or something like that. I'm not sure.
Yes, it is Down the Rabbit Hole. It is. That is correct.
That's it. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure. They asked where they could find it. I didn't post it on my channel. I don't think you did on yours either, right?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. Otherwise, I would have directed them to that first. But so, let's see. Yeah, no, while you were grabbing a water, I was just reading some of the comments. People are saying that someone said Jared has a Pee Wee Herman vibe. I said I totally agree with that. Someone said your name should be Dr. Crime Sleuthin.
That's funny.
Which I like. That's cool. Another person said that you're getting better and better every live stream and that they're really enjoying your channel. I believe that was my favorite socks.
Oh, thank you. Oh, I didn't even see you, my favorite socks. I haven't been looking at chat. Okay, you guys ready to see this? This is funny. I'm waiting for my screen to update.
While she's updating that, if you guys have any other questions that you want to put in the chat, I'll try to answer them or point them out so she can answer them while she's loading that. Or if you guys missed anything, I'm sure she could, if you have a certain question, I'm sure she could recap about it. If you guys missed part of the interview earlier with Nick Rinn from the former AWP.
All right, so this is the newsletter. And I'm keeping it zoomed in because I don't want somebody just screen grabbing this stuff. All right, so this was their newsletter. I did use the Wayback Machine. Cupid's droppings cited in Senior Hall. Many freshmen wearing all blue. This was from February 1994, y'all. So there's where Jarek is mentioned right there. And I'll read you what it says. You guys, if you screen grab this, it took me a lot of work to find this. If you screen grab this, you are more than welcome to share it. Just please give me a link back, okay? Hold on. So I see so many people that do that. They just wait for all of us small channels to find all this stuff, and they screen grab it and act like they found it. You know what I mean? Sorry, but that's a little nerve-wracking to me. So put that way up there. Can you see the whole thing now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it says, I'm sorry that the students' names are in this, but yes, for sure. Smitten Kitten says, well, this was by two girls, a Karen and a Christina. Well, Valentine's Day has passed, but its memory still lingers. For example, the other day we found a very large diaper made out of white sheets stuffed in the bottom of a garbage can. Could that have been dropped off by the legendary Cupid himself? We think not. There is evidence of a more sinister force at work. Our suspicions lie with the illustrious Cupid from hell, Junior Jared Lysek, who went into the love business purely for profit. And a few hugs and kisses. How freaking perfect is that, y'all? How perfect is that? But I think there was some more in there too. This one, maybe. Nope, that's the video that I did of it. Never mind, I don't want that. In addition to screen grabbing it, I had also made a video because, well, bless you, puppy. My puppy's over there sneezing. But yeah, and that's why I did this.
Jared's high school nickname, Cupid from hell. With the horns and everything.
Yeah, this isn't the animated version, but let's see.
Your mic is crackling again.
Yeah, it does that when I share.
Share your screen. Okay.
Yeah. Is this it? Isn't that pretty neat? I have to figure out how to make that my background. Because I know some people have those as their full background, in the back here. Mm-hmm. I don't know how to do that. If anybody could help me with that, that'd be cool. Because I know how to make these things. I just don't know what to do with them after that.
I know how to make them. I just don't know what to do with them after that. So what are you trying to have that as your background, like behind our little, like where our boxes are that says our names?
Yes.
You're trying to have it as the background.
Yes, where you see. Yeah, I see other people have them as.
Like you have the laptop up there that says Crime Sleuthing.
Okay. Was he answering? I'm going to go to chat for just a minute here. What was Kurt saying here? Hang on. I always get it wrong. I don't know why. Okay. Yes, we're still live, Kayla. Nick just left. He was here with us for a long time. It was awesome.
Oh, you still with us? Your mic just muted.
Yes.
There you are. Okay.
Yeah, that's what we've been doing. That's what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I'm catching up on chat.
Kurt's walking you through it.
Oh, is he? Okay.
If you want to try.
I'm just going to go to the edit.
Go to the edit in on the main screen on StreamYard.
Okay, so up at the top. Okay, I'm going to show my screen. You mean up here?
Help us, Kurt. Help us.
Yes, please.
He's awesome. He's helped me before. I'm like, hey, how do you do this, and this? He's walked me through it. So
This is all I see in there.
he said no by the banners.
Okay. Oh, okay. Hold on. I think I see. No. Lord have mercy. Buy banners. I don't see an edit anywhere. And I go into banners. I just see here, but that's not it.
Oh, what about that? What about that pencil at the top? That's not it?
No, that's not it.
Oh, okay.
Is this it, Kurt?
He said it's like the paint palette
The paint?
above private chat.
Oh, okay.
Right. Oh, okay. I see it now. I'm learning too as you do this.
Well, brand. Okay, so I've got all this on here.
Right, and you want to overlay, so maybe add new at the bottom there.
So I've got this. So that high, but that covers. That's not a background. I go down to backgrounds, and I have this. Oh,
Yeah,
wait
add
a minute.
background. There we go.
Add images. Oh my gosh.
I think we got it.
Oh my gosh.
I'm excited for you.
I hope this is it. Oh, sorry, you guys. I did not want my kid up here. Sorry. Nope, this isn't it. Hang on. Dang it. Well, where did I put that file? Because I thought it was going to be right there. Hold on. I've got to. Now does it show? Oh, see, that's cool. Okay. So I put the overlay up and I'm able to go in now and mess with my stuff.
So that way no one can see like your private stuff, right? Is that what
Yes, I get it now. Okay, now I understand what the overlay's for. All right, cool. Thank you
But
so
that's
much.
not what That's not what
see how
you.
can't see my screen? See how I pulled up a window, but you can't really see it because I've got it hidden.
Right. No, I know you. I know you were looking for that as well, so that you could hide your private information. But you wanted to use the flames for your background. Are you able to put that on?
So that's what I'm looking for now.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But I didn't want to have that up on my screen because I've got my kid in there.
Oh, okay. Yep, I totally understand.
Okay, hold on. So overlay. Oh, and Kurt, do you like this?
One bad apple is not going to ruin the entire bunch unless you allow it to sit there.
One bad apple's not going to ruin it unless you let it sit there.
One bad apple is not going to ruin the entire bunch unless you allow it to sit there.
Well, thank God the bunch.
I want to play my my Cupid video I did on Kurt, on Jared, but so Kurt can see it. But you guys, the volume's a little high on it, so
warning.
and it was because of that.
Down just
yes,
a little
warning.
bit.
Yeah, turn down. Oh my goodness. Okay. because that went with I don't know if you saw that, Kurt, but I've got the hold on, move this over here. Yeah, that's cool. I can hide my screen. That went with wait up here. That went with this. All right, so can you see this? His nickname in high school, Cupid from Hell. If you use this, please link back, because it took me a hell of a lot of sleuthing to find that. It was fun. I love sleuthing on him. I've been doing a lot of that. Aha, so I can hide my whole screen. Now I can see what else I want to show. So I'm learning with every live, I'm learning something different, you know? So yeah, that's so cool. So I can do whatever I want on my screen now and y'all can't see it. I love it. I'm very happy right now. Oh yeah, he was totally, I showed him that before we went live. I'm just going to say we looked at that and played that a couple of times. It was quite fun. And yeah, I told him I was going to play it briefly while we were live, but I didn't want to, go too far with that. But yeah, he liked it. I'll say he liked it. I'm sure he won't mind me saying that he liked it. Let's see. So don't know if you guys have seen all of the court papers. I have the most important ones here, though.
He has court, what, November 30th, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then he's appearing by webcam or something, I want to say.
Yes, and I got attacked for saying that I thought that wasn't fair.
What?
I don't ask me why, but I got attacked for saying that it wasn't fair that he gets to show up by Zoom. I don't know about you, but, wouldn't you like to see the perp walk?
Yeah.
That's kind of what a perp...
He has to turn himself in for booking, just for a walkthrough. But before the 30th, I guess he has to turn himself in for like fingerprints and stuff, mugshot, and then he'll be released.
Okay, so as you can see, the offense states, I thought, I'm going to correct myself because I finally got this information. I thought that both of the charged events were after September. One was before, one was after. I think maybe they did that to connect it where they could charge as an adult. I'm not sure. Violation date. There's that. I think we've all seen that one.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to show the most important part that I found. Here we go. This is what I've been looking for. So, trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning. If you don't want, I would not read this if you can't handle it. Okay?
Are you able to zoom in just a little bit?
Yeah, I wanted to zoom out for a minute so I can talk to everybody. This is a big trigger warning on this. I finally got a hold of this, and wow. I mean, to me, it didn't matter what, as far as charges charges were concerned. I just wanted to know so that when I speak about it, I can speak like, yes, I know this to be true. Thank you, Smitten Kitten. So if you want to read that, you can. I'm not going to read it out loud, but ew. Man, oh man. Again, innocent until proven guilty in a court of law, which will begin November 30th. Crazy stuff. Crazy, crazy. So sad. That's all I'm going to say about it. Let the law handle it, and I hope they handle it very, very well. I think, yeah. Is there really smitten? I don't want to see any of that. Ooh. Yep, don't want to see any of that. But thank you for this. I appreciate it. Yeah. I am persevering through a lot of bull crap, but it'll be all right. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we have 179 people in the chat. Can you guys give her a thumbs up so we can get it out there and more people can see the video?
Yeah. A little bit about me for those of you who have not met me before. I go by Crime Sleuthin. I was previously another name until I could find a short name that I liked. I was fueled by coffee and true crime, which is still true. I'm very much fueled by coffee and true crime. That's been ever since I was like 16 years old. You could find me drinking coffee with my mom and my dad and watching every crime show they had. I was true crime. So, so she's going actually. Really? See, okay. Wow. Yeah, I hear you, Smitten, and I'm gonna hold my tongue. Hold my tongue. That's the one that. No, you know what? I'm not gonna hold my tongue. Where are you at, Will? Will was in here earlier. Is he still here? Are you still here? Glare? Yeah, the glare came in. But he's not here now. When I can talk. See, Glare, I'm not a newbie. This isn't my first live stream. I'm not going to get railroaded this time or ever again. That's for sure. All right, Smitten. Yeah, I figured he wouldn't stick around. And that shows you guys that I did not block him because I have been wanting him to come back and talk to me. He still owes me an apology for crashing my very first live. Him and Morbid Reality, a.k.a. Jammernam, a.k.a. Misery Box, came over here and crashed my very first live, y'all. We were having fun. We were playing music and chatting. It was chill and, you know, and then they came up and, you know, I hate to say these words, but I trusted Will because of his reputation against, or his so-called reputation. He doesn't like tragedy pimps, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that was the whole point of them. Was to tell me basically that I would not be allowed to run my channel as a tragedy pimp channel. And they would be watching me. And they have. Morbid's popped up. And he's popped up. And it's fine. Correct, Smitten Kitten. Yeah, they're trying to get me to march on the right side of things. But, and I think that they got offended when I said, well, I don't need you to tell me that. I didn't need anybody to come and tell me to run my channel a certain way. You know what I mean? Because I was already doing that. I'm like, look at my videos. You can see that I'm already doing that. I'm already doing a good job. And they got mad at me for even saying that. Like, oh, I know it all, so I'm going to come in here. I'm sorry, Morbid. You're not even supposed to have a YouTube channel. You got banned. Once YouTube finds out who he is, they're going to shut down this channel too.
Yeah.
That's on him. He's not supposed to have, if you have a ban on your account, you're not supposed to start a new account. You're banned. And that was for some very graphic and nasty and horrible things that he did to women on YouTube. And I can't believe he has women following him just because he has a great voice. Really? Are you that thirsty?
Right. He does have a good voice, but
yes,
voice ain't shit.
Absolutely.
He's an asshole,
but
you know?
look at what he's done to women. He doxed women publicly.
Right.
Posted everything, addresses, phone numbers, the whole bit. I mean, gross stuff that he put up about those women. And him and Clara are friends. Think about that. They knew each other back when he was Misery Box and Jammerdam. Go ahead and go Google. I didn't know who he was at the time, Brian. I had no idea. I thought he was like a new person, a new ID. I thought he was cool as hell when I first went over there to Morbid's channel. And I totally agree with like the cause, but it was the way he's doing it now. Y'all don't know the history there. Go look him up, and you would not want to be associated.
Right.
I didn't know. I really didn't know.
I have a small channel or a small video on my channel about him, and he's disgusting. He has no respect for women at all. The things that he's discussing with minor children is not appropriate.
Oh my gosh, you guys have no idea the horrible things that he has said about children, and him and the Glare are friends. Just that's all I'm gonna say. Just think about that. Just think about that. When I was there as a subscriber, you haven't seen me since he crashed my live, and then people started emailing me who he was. I was like, wow, I never went back. So terrible. I did go back actually, like a week later, dropped in on his live, and I'm like, you still owe me an apology. And I said that to the Glarer. Like, neither one of you have reached out to me since you crashed my live, and now I know who he is and blah blah blah. And I was like, directly tagged Will and said, you owe me an apology, because Will himself admits on his channel that when he first started, he was so nervous when he would go live that he would want to throw up.
Yeah.
So don't y'all think that a woman going live for the very first time would be nervous already?
Right.
Kind of in a vulnerable position. That was a real dick move. It really was. Especially when it wasn't even necessary. I was already on the right side of things. So anyway, Will actually responded to me in Morbid's chat, asked me if I would like for him to email me some Kleenex or tissue, I think he said. So I haven't spoken to him since. I mean, if that's how they want to be, that's whatever. Nothing you can do about it. Okay, so I'm going to go, let's see, his conversations on Reddit with children, so inappropriate. It's kind of like, that's kind of like what's going on with Jared. You can apologize for past mistakes.
I was just about to say that.
That you can't reverse.
There's one thing you don't do, and you don't mess with children. I feel like that is the one crime that's unforgivable. Like, you don't do certain things with children, So I understand like people having a bad past and then maybe changing their ways. I'm a firm believer in second chances.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. But there's certain things that just don't, in my eyes, I don't know, you just don't get a second chance, I guess. And maybe I'm wrong for saying that, but you don't touch children. You don't take the innocence from children. You don't do that,
You
so I don't feel like how much good he does You know, same thing with Jared. It doesn't matter how much good he's done. And he's done a lot of great things. I'll give him credit for that. He's done a lot of great things. He's brought a lot of closure to families, you know, and for that, we thank him. But it doesn't take away from what he did years ago, in my opinion. And again, that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I agree completely. Simply Updated. Somebody's asking what your channel is. It's Simply Updated, right?
Yes. Yep, that's my name.
Let me grab your link because they're asking in chat for your channel.
Oh,
I
thank
found
you.
her because she tagged me in something, right? You tagged me in something?
Yep.
And when people tag me and stuff, especially clip channels, wasn't it you that did the one that I was cracking up laughing at?
I'm not sure. That there was a
I know
couple
I'm
that you
laughing.
commented on.
Yes, I know Deets is my favorite as far as
Yes,
clip
I love
channels.
Deets too.
You cannot beat that ever.
They're awesome. I like them.
I think it's a lady.
I
Yes,
believe so
thank
too, by
you.
the voice.
Thank you again to Kurt for showing me the overlay properly. I did not know that. How to do the background. I still have to find the image though, so I can put it as the background. Oh, speaking of which, I'm going to get rid of what I got up here. Brand. Change it back to mine. So yeah, I went and looked and I didn't see. Still don't understand about, because I go to add background and I'm browsing and I'm going to where my download is of that file. It's not there. So it's not the correct type to be uploaded as a background. It's not letting me do it. So I'll play with that some more. I probably have to convert it to a different file type. Let me do it. Let's see what this looks like real quick. Well, see, it's not going to show. So picture layout, cinema layout, press shift +8. I'm pressing shift +8. Nothing happens.
What are you trying to do? Change the background?
Are you still in here? The two last ones on here, there's picture and cinema layout. I was wondering how to do that because I really like this other one. It's called screen layout. I wish I could do it. Shift 6. It tells me on the screen what to do to make that one appear. Shift 6, and it doesn't work. And I wish I could make you big instead of me big. Is there a way to do that?
Oh, I don't know.
Because that'd be perfect. I'd prefer who I'm speaking with to be the big one. And there's spotlight layout. Shift 4, nothing happens. So strange.
I don't think Kurt's still in here. I asked if he's still in the room, but we're still in the chat, but he's not answering.
See, I just got an email.
And I'm still new to all that, so I can't help you with the layout part. I wish I could.
I know. I learn things as I go, and each time I learn a little more.
I might be reaching out to you and see if you can do one of those intros for me.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You said most of them start like at $10 or something like that. I heard you say the other day. I think. Is that right?
Yeah. Let me show my for anybody in here. If you are wanting a video for an intro or outro, I make them. So this is mine. Thank you for bearing with me on that. Yeah, I like to make videos. Yeah, if anybody needs an intro or outro or anything, let me know. I like to make them.
I like that part where it says stream beginning shortly with the blue smoke. I love that.
Yeah, it makes me miss vaping.
Rabbit is awesome. Are you talking, Kathy? Are you referring to the girl down the rabbit hole? Is that who you're talking about? Country girl, old hillbilly.
Country girl, old hillbilly. I've only been on there for a couple of times. I'm not real familiar.
Yeah, I've only seen her channel a few times as well. So far, what I've seen, I like, but I don't watch it enough to know what her whole channel's about. You know what I mean?
Yep. Smitten Kitten, who are you answering? Somebody. I still don't see your channel in chat.
Who?
You?
Oh, I don't know how to post the link. I thought you were doing it. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I got it. I will get it.
I can post like a video link, but I didn't know how to do like the whole channel link for some reason.
Oh, you just go to your own channel and you copy the URL at the top. Like that.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yes, I love the name Southern Logic. I love it. I really love his videos. My voice broke up for a minute, probably because I turned away from one of my laptops to work on the other one for a moment. I think we're just about done. I mean, I can't think of anything else that we can talk about. It was such a great conversation with Nick. I'm going to go through and, take notes and do timestamps and all that and put it in the description along with a link to his channel and everybody else that came up on panel. And can you think of anything else I need to do? Nick doesn't want any more questions about Kiely from anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So just to make that clear for everybody, he's been quite upset by all that.
Yeah.
And so he said, if you want answers regarding the case, just refer to this video. So I'm going to go ahead and end it because I want to keep it as short as possible so that people can use the video to quote him.
Mm-hmm.
Kiely stuff. So I'm going to go get outside and enjoy the afternoon. It's really pretty here. What do you got going on?
Well, I have, besides YouTube, I also am into reptiles. So I have quite a few reptiles here. And since I've been on live with you, I've put off their feeding time. So it's once I get off here, I'm going to go take out my lizards and let them get some natural sunlight. I give them their salad every morning, well, every early afternoon. And just hang out with my kids. My kids are home today, so we're just having a day here in the house. My husband's working. So
That's awesome.
Just kind of hanging out.
My husband's working at home too. I hope that me playing that music didn't interrupt.
Didn't what?
It didn't he works on the phones at home.
Oh, he works from home. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yes.
Hope you didn't
Just
interfere with him.
Just 2 days. Yeah, just 2 days a week. So I played that video right. I typically don't play too much music and videos while he's working.
Mm-hmm.
Because for some reason this house the sound travels.
Right.
Like I'll be in our bedroom, he'll be in the living room talking on the phone to his mom or whatever, and I can hear almost all of it. So
the walls are thin. Yep.
Yeah.
My house is the same way though. I can be all the way at one end and I can hear the kids giggling or, maybe not so much talking if they're using inside voices, but once they start laughing and getting a little loud, I can hear it all the way on the other side.
Yeah.
So I totally understand that, but hopefully you didn't, bother him too much.
Awesome. Smitten Kitten definitely ordered.
And then when your computer comes in, you'll be the first to know. What's that?
Very cool.
Alienware. Is that a brand?
I guess I don't know.
What do you have? What do you use? Your laptop? Or do you have a computer? Or?
Hey, Smitten, who are you? Who's that last one to? The last thing that you just put in chat. Can you tell me who that's directed to? Is there somebody in chat that I can't see? Is my question. Alienware's owned by Dell Computers now. Oh, okay. Oh my gosh, I remember my first Dell. Gosh, that was so long ago.
What question are you talking about? Crime sleuthing.
What question?
You're asking Smith and Kitten. Are you talking about the 8 to 10-year-old question? Is that what you're saying?
No, the one down here that says, "Oh, stop."
Oh, okay. I missed that. I don't know. I think she was talking
Well,
about you.
I am. Yeah, I'm nosy. I grew up reading my mom's copies of National Enquirer after she was done with them. Because inquiring minds want to know, right? That was the whole thing. Gen X people are very nosy. We want to know everything. A lot of people nowadays are kind of like, you can just give them the bare kind of gist of a situation, and they're perfectly happy with that. No, I want all the deets.
All the details, yeah.
Yep. And I'm the person, if I hear something going down at like a neighbor's house or, whatever, I'll be standing out there, no shame in my, nosy game.
Mm-hmm.
Have my phone ready if I need to record something funny. I don't care. Thankfully, where we live is a very quiet, cool, lovely neighborhood. Haven't seen anything bad here.
What state are you in?
I'm in Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. Oh, okay.
Where the wind comes sweeping down the lane. And the waving wheat and all that BS that's not even true. I don't sing. If y'all want to hear a creator who sings sometimes, well, you know what? I'm not gonna put her out here because she may not like that. But there's one of my channels that I watch. Sometimes I love her. She's like my top 2 favorites. She sings. She just breaks out in songs sometimes in her voice.
Oh, really? She has a good voice?
Yeah. I'll put it in private chat. You got to follow her. She's great. Oh gosh. Seems like there we go. Remember. Because I know her name, and when I learn somebody's name, I keep forgetting the channel names. There we go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's really cool. All right, well, I am going to go. You guys have a great afternoon. I will be going live again this evening, probably. So just watch for that. I hope StreamYard will get its act together and not delete my upcoming stream. I really appreciate you guys being here, especially you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for having me up
Thank
here.
you, John. Ciao. Ciao, John and On. I like that name. Do come back, check out my videos, hit the like button on your way out.
Yes, everybody hit the like button.
Leave your DNA all over the place on my channel. Like things and, touch everything.
That's right. Yeah. Share.
Yes, please. I appreciate it. You guys have a good afternoon. Guys. I'll see you later.
All right. See you guys later. Have a good one.
All right. You too. Bye. Thank you guys very much for coming today. Again, this will be left up as a video, And I will add some time, everybody. And oh yeah, for sure. I mean, hello, look at him. He's very, very handsome. But I don't cross lines. So once somebody's taken, I shut the hell up. I'm married. I'm happily married. But I mean, for the other ladies, I'm like, I'm not going to put any more flirty comments up since we know he's taken. So you can drool from afar. My husband wouldn't even care if I did, but he knows I love Vin Diesel. He's quite similar, right? But anyway, love you too. You guys have a good afternoon. Get out there and enjoy the afternoon if it's nice where you are. I hope it is. And I will see you again next time. Bye. I'm not going to do my outro song because I want to get outside. It's beautiful. The sun's out. See you later. Oh yeah, no, he's not doing that. He said he's going to take some time before he does any interviews. So, bye.